Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. Hopefully you can see me. Everything is working properly. Just want to make sure we're recording and everything. We good? I believe so. Just checking my stream health. Public, yes, it looks like we're good. Perfect. All right, well, let's talk about what we're going to hit, shall we? First of all, I want to talk about Mike Lindell. That'll be the first thing. Oh my God, guys, I'm dealing with some stuff right now. We have a sewer pipe that just busted downstairs in my basement, and it's got me kind of worried because it's very dangerous for people's health, and it's a complete mess down there. Landlord is supposed to come and fix it tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. It's a health hazard. Honestly, maybe I shouldn't even stay the night here, but I think we probably will. We'll see. Anyway, let me just pull up my stream videos.
Guys, look at my hair.
Oh yeah, Al40 got her hair done. Pretty metal.
Yeah, my friend did it.
All right, Lindell, here we are. Okay. Oh no, I forgot to, there were a couple other videos I wanted to grab that I totally forgot to grab. Okay, shoot. Oh shoot, okay. I'm gonna do the dangerous thing. I'm gonna search the twit live on air.
I'm gonna close my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, stuff pops up on here all the time. I just use this for, like, political stuff and nothing more. Nah, it should be fine. I'm searching Lindell.
Purple is one of my favorite colors, so I'm kind of biased. Yeah.
People you follow. Latest.
Oh, Kashmir has fully opened the door. Like he.
That's okay. Just hopefully it'll be fine. Again, sewer pipe burst. That concerns me a lot.
I mean, I could go fix it.
It's okay. He's just gonna keep opening it.
That's true. Oh yeah, guys, look at the back of my hair. I'm so happy.
Pretty nice.
I'm so happy with it.
Yeah, it's very good. I like it. It's a good color. You had it blue for a while, and that was nice, but it was very loud, you know?
He doesn't like my loud
No,
hair.
I liked it. I liked it. It was good.
I
just, it's kind of a, I guess, like a preference thing. Sometimes loud is good. Sometimes not so loud is good.
He didn't like my loud hair.
I liked it.
It was yelling at him.
I did.
I kept hearing when I prayed.
All right, so hang on. Let me just see which.
When I prayed for my.
All right, so this one was from June 17th, and this video was from, oh, they were both June 17th. No, June 2nd, and then June 17th. Okay, so June 2nd.
Oh, he needs to dye his hair now? Yeah, and he also needs to get piercings. He needs to get an eyebrow piercing, just like me.
Prophesize that.
I also dyed it black, and then I dyed it purple. Because my hair before it was like a reddish brown from where I had semi-permanent red in it. So now it's black, just like his. And then I also have my purple. I'm very happy.
Okay, cool. So I just wanted to rename these.
I'm gonna do a dyeing my father's hair stream. Like bleach his entire head.
Okay, cool. Let me just pull these up real fast. I should have done this earlier. I'm sorry. I thought I had these videos, but apparently I didn't.
I think they're perfectly fine to hear about my stuff while you do that.
It's true. All right. You guys know Mike Lindell, right? This gorgeous mug right here, Mike Lindell. Do you know Mike Lindell?
Yeah, I know Mike Lindell.
Oh, he's such a goofy fellow. The reason I want to talk about him is for two reasons. A, because he's facing... You remember that $1 billion lawsuit that... Fox News, that libel lawsuit Fox News had to pay out to Dominion, Smartmatic, maybe one of them.
Dominion, I think.
Yeah, like a couple years ago. Well, Lindell was also a part of that suit. He was sued separately for the exact same things. Now, Fox News chose to settle for almost $1 billion, something like $750 million. And Lindell doesn't have that much money, so he chose to push it and appeal and fight and drag his feet and everything else. Well, guess what? He lost. The second reason that I want to talk about Lindell tonight is because the Pentagon just banned reporters who didn't sign this agreement to like only report on things that they want reported on. A whole bunch of people walked out, including but not limited to Newsmax, I believe, walked out. Fox News walked out, Reuters, AP News, everybody left the Pentagon because they were being told they had to report, or they were being told they had to tell the Pentagon what they were going to report on before they reported on it. That is not a free press, obviously.
Fox News leaving is kind of crazy to me.
It is, yeah, and there were a bunch of others. But Lindell, he has a little media company of his own, Lindell TV, and he is now the Pentagon reporter. Well, I don't think he is the reporter, but he owns Lindell TV, and he has a presence at the Pentagon.
That doesn't sound good.
No, so a couple of reasons I wanted to talk about him. Let's just start with his defamation lawsuit and how it's going.
But this has...
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a third reason I want to talk about him. He's running for governor of Minnesota. Yes, governor of Minnesota. All right, this is regarding his... These should be 3 separate videos. They're so entertaining. This is his. This is in reference to his defamation suit. He lost, and he's trying to appeal again.
But this has to be appealed by October 27th, and I need your help. If you go to mypillowtrial.com, we've raised about half the money needed. If I don't appeal this.
Oh, I guess it cut short there. If I don't appeal this, I am in deep shit, is probably what he was going to say. The fact is, he's not winning this, okay? He's not winning this. Fox News knew this was an unwinnable case, because, and as a result, they chose to settle for like almost $1 billion. They knowingly, intentionally falsified information, knowing that it was false, because they wanted to deceive people about this company, and they ruined the company as a result. That is defamation. Clearest cut case in existence.
The dude is begging for money too. Like, it's so insane to me that he's like online saying, please, like, I need this money or else blah 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 blah.
Yeah, by the way, check out my Patreon. No, I'm just kidding. One more time here, hang on.
And I need your help. If you go to mypillowtrial.com.
Mypillowtrial.com. Okay, I can do that. Let's see. Mypillowtrial.com. Let's see.
To go onto the website, it like automatically donates $100 to him.
Fascinatingly, I actually did go to his websites a while back to donate, and the only options, you got like $5, $10, $100. He's got like $500 is option A. 1,000, 10,000. Seriously, let's see what we got.
Wait, here, look, there's a donate button up there at the top right.
Let's see what do we got. Yeah, there you go. Oh, wow.
Oh, he has 20 now.
It drops you down to 100 automatically though when you hit the donate button. Notice that? It drops you to 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 5,000.
Or other.
God, dude, that's a lot of. Even $20 is a lot of money, dude. Oh my God.
Like just for a starting amount, crazy.
MyPillow and Mike Lindell found guilty by Minnesota judge without a trial. Without a trial. Give it a rest, brother, really. Mike has until October 27th to file an appeal.
You know what I've noticed? A lot of, like, Republican and, like, this kind of, like, this type of person, a lot of their websites look like scam websites. And, because if you look at, like, Trump's website, or Trump has sent out emails, if you sign up for his email list, there's a person that I follow on TikTok who does videos on it. It all looks exactly like this, and they look like scam websites. They have like 2 things in them. They're poorly
designed.
Yeah, poorly designed.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
And they have the crazy donate options.
Let's see what this video is. I didn't see this before. Oh.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, okay. Let's see. We got a 2-minute video here. What do we got?
Hello, everyone. Well, you probably already...
I'm sorry. Hang on. While we were watching, I'm going to download it independently.
heard a judge in Minnesota ruled.
Sorry. Okay.
So echoey.
Hello, everyone. Well, you probably already heard a judge in Minnesota ruled against MyPillow and myself, saying that we defamed Smartmatic, the voting machine company. Now, this was in a summary judgment. So, in other words, this judge decided that we defamed him before even going to jury trial. Now the jury would just decide, did Mike do it maliciously?
Okay, he's twisting this completely out of proportion. I should probably fact check and debunk this, right?
Yeah.
Hang on.
He objectively did, like, slander the company, though. That's a lot of, like, a lot of Republicans did that, especially in 2020 specifically. I don't know when this started. But like, it's an objective fact that he was slandering this entire company. He was slandering the voting machines and everything. So even with, like, I have little context to this. I don't know much about the trial that's happening or anything. Even knowing all of that, I can say, like, obviously he did it.
He absolutely did. And again, like, Fox News knew this was such a slam dunk case, and that's why they settled. I believe that I've been following this for like years, but Lindell's kind of litigation strategy is to seem like he's a complete nutcase. Fox News was unequivocally and unquestioningly guilty in this case, and everybody knew it because Tucker Carlson was, like, literally they subpoenaed his phone and they got his text messages that said things like, yeah, I know that this is completely fake, but we have to help Trump win and stuff.
That's crazy.
I mean, it was completely on the nose. It was dead to rights. They knew what they were doing, and they did it intentionally and lied. So defamation in the United States has to meet a few kind of bars or whatever. One is it has to cause tangible harm to somebody's life or to a company or whatever. They have to have done it maliciously, like intentionally, knowingly lied. And a defense to defamation is the truth. It has to be untrue. So Tucker Carlson and the other Fox News hosts, they knew what they were doing was a lie, and that's why they settled. Lindell, his strategy was to pretend that he really believed it the whole time, despite all of the evidence that he had against it. Now, regarding this case specifically and what he said, he was not forced through summary judgment. He actually had a full jury trial. A federal judge in Colorado heard a 2-week trial in June 2025 and found Mike Lindell liable for defamation against Eric Coomer, a former Dominion Voting Systems executive, awarding Coomer $2.3 million in damages. The trial included jury selections starting June 2nd, 2025, testimony from both sides over 2 weeks, closing arguments on June 13th, and jury deliberations that concluded with a verdict on June 16th. This is according to the Colorado Public Radio website. It's like a local news network or whatever. Point is that this is just a flat-out, bald-faced lie. Again, he's lying. Just the apple bag on somebody, honestly, to lie so brazenly like this is wild to me. Let me write this down. Mike Lindell claims he never had a jury trial. My Pillow trial website promo video. All right, let's open this and watch from here. We were at 22 seconds. Here we go. We may actually do separate videos for this guy. So step back a little bit more. Listen again.
So, in other words, this judge decided that we've defamed him before even going to jury trial.
This is just a lie. He's just lying.
Now the jury would just decide, did Mike do it maliciously? And how much does he owe? This is disgusting. And here's what he found. He said My Pillow was guilty because they were guilty by association.
Okay. The judge said he was guilty by association. Let's see. I mean, I assume he means he was associated with Fox News, and he went on Fox News and told those lies, and Fox News paid the defamation suit, and now he has to pay for defamation.
I think because he said My Pillow was guilty by association, so I think he's saying he was found guilty, and therefore his company is guilty.
Oh, I see. Okay, no, I've got it. That never happened. Simple as that. It never happened, actually. The judge never said anything like that. However, Mike Lindell's attorney argued that this was a politically motivated smear against him, and he basically said he's guilty by association. Coomer is trying to pin Lindell for guilt by association, lumping him in with others who have made remarks about Coomer, quote unquote. That's what his attorney said. So just a flat out lie again.
That's it. You can't make this stuff up.
You literally can and did.
So if you're an employer out there and one of your employees is out, whatever he's doing on his time, you can now get sued for defamation because of that employee. This is what would happen. This would set a precedent that you would never be able to stop. And
Oh, I see. Because Lindell used his platform with MyPillow to make these claims. He used MyPillow to fund all of these ads against Coomer and everything else. And MyPillow and Mike Lindell are being sued as a result. And he's complaining that you can't do that or whatever. Come on, Mike. Just put the big boy pants on, pay the price, and get over it, okay? Sad thing is, he doesn't have the money. That's his problem. He's broke. He doesn't have anything anymore.
And the other thing is, he said that I defamed him. Now, the ramifications of that is no one would ever be able to question a government private contractor again, ever.
Okay, so you think that it was just you questioning a government contractor? You think that's what people are complaining about? You literally ruined this guy's life personally over lies that you knew were lies. Okay? Defamation is a real thing, and you did it with malice. Intentionally, knowingly lied with malice against this guy. You deserve it. You know, somebody years ago claimed that I am in favor, like me, Owen Morgan, I am in favor of genocide against gay people. 100% real. And did it brazenly and openly. Person is from India, but was a UK citizen, but lived in India. So pretty much defamation proof, but like watching somebody absolutely try to destroy somebody else's reputation for literally no reason. I'm obviously not like that. I obviously would not be in favor of anything even approximating that. It's just a flat out lie. Watching that happen, like, gave me a new appreciation for defamation lawsuits. They are, for better or worse, a necessary part of our society.
If you did, you could be sued. It's disgusting. These voting machines, we paid for them. They're government private contractors. They're running our elections.
No, they weren't. Our elections were run by the states. And I think it was something like, hang on, let me find out. Let me just look this up. It was a super tiny number of counties that even used these election systems, if I remember correctly. And there were just these little computers that you type in your selections on, and then you're done. That's it. Like, Lindell made all kinds of insane claims about how it was. Oh, what were some of his claims? They were connected to the internet, and they were being altered by the Democrats. They were logging into the election systems and changing the results, all kinds of insane shit. And on top of all of that, I don't know if you guys remember Tina Peters, but she's in prison now. I think she's looking at 10 years in Colorado State Prison because she was a county clerk, and she basically facilitated a hack on Colorado state election systems. She gave people access, her access card, if I remember correctly, to get into the election systems and download private voter data, and gave that voter data to Mike Lindell, who then circulated that voter data, those names and addresses, as dead voters. They passed it around and said, this is the list of dead voters in Colorado. So BBC gets their hands on the list because it was floating all over the place. You just look it up. And they go to each person's house and knock on the door and say, are you blah, blah, blah? Are you John Smith? Yes. Why? It says here you're a dead voter. And he said, nope, I voted at this location on this day. I'm still alive. I mean, the shit that happened with the election system in 2020 was so dirty. It was ridiculous. Okay. Like, we talk about January 6th being awful, and it is. But I feel like people are underappreciating just how awful people like Mike Lindell were at that time as well, and the things that they did. Regarding Dominion voting systems. California and Colorado and Pennsylvania are the only 3 states that used Dominion voting systems. Only 14 out of 67 counties in Pennsylvania used Dominion. 62 out of 64 counties used Dominion in Colorado, so that's a lot more. And at least 39 counties in California used Dominion's ImageCast evolution systems. So it was almost not used, like, at all. It wouldn't have been capable of flipping the results, even if any of these lies were true.
Anyway, the judge gave me 30 days to appeal this, which I have to appeal. It'll go to the federal 8th Circuit in Minnesota, and this is where we won the $5 million challenge, too, by the way, where they overturned that corrupt verdict from the lower courts. Anyway, we really need help. If you go to mypillowtrial.com, you can check.
I mean, brother, we're already there. That's how we found this video. Why are you saying this? Anyway, $5 million challenge. No, he's completely lying about this. He lost the $5 million challenge, not won it. Oh my God. Oh my God. I totally forgot about this one. This guy's such a gold mine, dude. Really. I thought it was $1 million challenge. Hold on. Let me pull up info about this one. This one was, let me see if I can. Is this it? No, that's not.
Someone asked if you watched the cops arresting Tina Peters.
Yes, I did watch that, actually. I covered it at the time. We'll watch it.
Yeah, they said, I wonder if we can ask him to see it again.
Yes, we will watch it again. Let me just find...
Someone said this is Mike's gambling addiction. He just keeps doubling down, thinking he'll eventually win. He can't stop now because he's in so deep.
Let me scan through and find...
Let me go grab chapstick. I'll be right back.
I have some lip chap? You need some lip chap?
I was gonna get Vaseline, but I'll take that.
I have some lip chap.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Let me just find it. A second here.
What we're putting, and we're supporting.
Well, now, what am I looking for exactly? I'm thinking...
Mike,
Whatever. Have you?
Hold on. No.
okay. Tell us.
Okay. Oh, these are the defamation things. Nope.
What?
Nope.
Stop it.
Nope.
I'm dumber than
Wait, where is it? Where's my... Bro, I don't have my Lindell... Oh, here it is.
Now you're an hole. You got that? You're an hole. Is what you are.
Is this him?
Yeah. Hang on, I'm sorry. I'm just looking for the right video.
Here you go. Here's your lip chap.
Lindell lawsuit, maybe? Thank you. That's what the people across the pond call it over there in Australia. Our Aussie friends and our New Zealanders, they call it lip chap.
And I kept.
Wait, where the holy heckers is it? I can't find it. Okay, well, I'll just tell you about it. Mike Lindell held a challenge where if you can prove that this voter data that he had was not real, then he would give you $5 million. And he proved, and this guy, a Republican voter, decided to set out to join the contest. And there's a whole list of rules. You had to be an IT guy, or no, a cyber guy. I'm sorry. You have to be a cyber guy, quote unquote. That if you're not a cyber guy, then you can't join. Anyway, he was like an IT dude for like 20 years or something. So he joins the contest. He grabs a program called Wireshark, which is a pretty common like packet sniffer program where you can open packets and read through them. And he found that the packets that Mike Lindell was holding up as evidence of like election fraud were just garbled nonsense. And he took that straight to court and said, I proved this is not, evidence of voter tampering or whatever. Now give me my $5 million. And the judge ruled, okay, yeah, you do deserve that money. So this thing about Mike Lindell and $5 million overturned, no, that's just a flat out bald-faced lie again.
And this is where we won the $5 million challenge too, by the way, where they overturned that.
They did not overturn that. You still owe that money.
Still?
Yes.
verdict from the lower courts. Anyway, we really need help. If you go to mypillowtrial.com, you can check it out there and help us out and help save our country. Get rid of these voting machines and get to paper ballots.
How much debt is this dude in?
Oh my God, so much.
Like $5 million, almost $1 billion for this, right? At least it was for Fox News. I don't know.
It was for Fox News. It probably won't be for him. I don't know how much he's looking at, but he's probably, honestly, let me find out.
It amazes me that this guy, like, because he's famous, right? He visually looks rich, but he's in so much debt.
Oh my God, yeah, you don't even know. He's been selling industrial equipment on eBay, like industrial pillow production, yeah. Regarding this whole thing, he's actually worth a lot of money because Lindell Media is worth a lot. It's like a full network. Media network. And they could make him liquidate all of that if they wanted. But he's pretty much, like, he doesn't have any liquid cash, so he's had to close down large sections of his companies. Anyway,
he's refusing to pay.
Also, if you appeal, I could be mistaken, I believe if you appeal, you have to put the money up. You have to give the court the money before you appeal, or at least a portion of it, and that's probably what he's doing right now. He personally owes Coomer $500,000 almost, $440,000 in damages for two defamatory statements he made. In June 2025, a jury found Lindell liable for defamation and ordered him to pay approximately $2.3 million in damages to Eric Coomer. So we're up to $3 million that he owes. Lindell's media company Frank Speech owes Coomer $1.8 million in combined economic, non-economic, and punitive damages, which includes $300,000 in punitive damages. His company MyPillow was found not liable at all. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay. So total, basically, he owes $2.3 million, which is significantly less than the $62 million that he originally requested. Coomer did.
Interesting.
Anyway, yeah. So Lindell, he is in bad shape at this immediate moment. But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do another video about him. So keep a lookout for that. But as we exit, I will leave you on a good note. Tina Peters being arrested. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you're going to enjoy the holy heck out of this. Remember, county clerk arrested for stealing voter data and giving it out to random right-wing nutcases.
Let go of me! Let go of me! Let go of me! Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, you want to hit that? There we go. Oh, yes. There is something deeply enjoyable in my soul about this whole situation. I normally feel bad for people, like, no matter what's going on. Like, you don't want somebody to suffer, right? I certainly don't want anybody to suffer. But she made every part of this happen and then believed that she could use her position as county clerk to get out of it afterward. And she even went to trial and ended up sentenced to like 10 years. And I covered the entire trial at the time. If you want to check it, it's on this channel. Just search Tina Peters.
10 years?
10 years, I believe, yes. Or maybe 8, somewhere in there.
That's still a lot.
It was a pretty egregious error that she made. Violating every safety mechanism that we have and assisting in an insurrection against the U.S. government. She's lucky she didn't get life. She's lucky she didn't get charged with treason, honestly.
She's still in there?
Yeah, still in there. And she cannot be pardoned by Donald Trump because it's a state-level charge.
Someone said, yes, the old white lady method of avoiding arrest, screaming that it will not happen. I've noticed that. It's more like the Karen method. Karens, when they're getting kicked out, yelled at, arrested, told that, oh, no, you're wrong. Like, you're wrong about this thing. It's not happening. They tend to just break down, scream that it won't. No, you're wrong. Scream that they're correct. Like,
oh, just wait.
It's insane.
Just wait. There's more. She starts kicking him.
An officer?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go of me. Yes, you are, Caleb. Give me my key to my car. Give me my key to my car.
Sorry, her screaming, "Give me the key to my car," is funny considering she's in handcuffs. Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna drive with your hands behind your back? What's the plan here?
Well, we're not, I get the best and brightest of us are not committing election fraud, so.
The best and brightest of us are not running states and countries, apparently.
Right.
My key to my car. Give it to me. Give me my key.
You see, the fact is she knows all of these people. She works with these people as a county clerk. This is her trying to get out of it while appealing to her personal connection. She says Caleb. She's calling him Caleb, first name basis.
I really enjoy like the people just walking straight past though. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, wet floor sign. Got to be careful so I don't slip. Just ignore the lady screaming next to
Right.
me."
Take my purse.
Oh, she's recognized like the hole that she's dug for herself. She's like, all right, keep the keys, take the purse. Anyway, that's the end of it. Yeah, tell me what you think about it in the comments. So entertaining, dude. I love watching people get their comeuppance. Okay, now let's cover another Lindell. Oh no, I'm sorry. How far in are we? We're like a ways in, aren't we? We
Yeah,
are.
like 30 minutes.
Shoot.
Officer Caleb is a friend of her son's, someone says.
That's interesting.
It's interesting that, like, she never thought, like, she saw everyone hating on police officers and saying that they're terrible people, but she never thought that one of them might arrest her.
Let me see if I can. Hold on.
You are no.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God.
You are no hero.
Holy shit. I forgot about these. These are so good.
You swore.
I mean, holy heckers. This is the actual, like, sentencing. Even in the moment that she's being sentenced, she didn't get it. It was not cracking that thick skull of hers, dude.
You are no hero. You abused your position, and you're a charlatan who used and is still using your prior position in office to peddle a snake oil that's been proven to be junk time and time again. Your lies are well documented, and these convictions are serious. I'm convinced you would do it all over again if you could.
Oh, absolutely. And she even said that she would.
You're as defiant
I watched the whole trial. Again, if you want to see it, it's on my channel.
as a defendant as this court has ever seen. All right, we're here today for sentencing in Miss Peters' case.
Anyway, yeah. Tell me your thoughts. It's so
9
good.
years.
Yep, 9 years behind bars. And she cannot be pardoned by Trump.
That's really good, actually.
Yep. All right. Let's talk about Mike Lindell running for governor of Minnesota. Yes, I'm 100% serious. Check this video out.
Minnesota was the tip of the spear for many things, and I believe we're also a Trojan horse for a lot of evil that's sitting here. And everyone, a lot of states can say, "Oh no, it's us. Oh no, it's us." Well, Minnesota, there's a lot of stuff would take me a long time to tell everybody. There's a lot of bad things going on here, and I, for myself, I thought about it. It's like I don't know who else. Number one, I don't know anyone else that can win. They've done polling. And I know what needs to be done here. I've lived here all my life.
You're the only guy that can do it, huh? Only you can save us, right, Mike?
I know what the stuff I did when I came out of addiction, all the stuff we did downtown, helping out Teen Challenge, the Salvation Army, Union Gospel, all these people in the streets that I was helping down there and that we were doing, all that just was thrown out the window by this governor that we have now in this administration. And it's pretty, the nonsensical things, him running for vice president, I mean, now the whole country knows. It's like, you can't make this stuff up in your head. Like, why would anybody want to do these things and hurt all people? And
God,
so
he is an expert at rambling, right?
I always think it's crazy to hear politicians slander one another.
Right.
Like, what? You're sitting here saying your opponent is evil and terrible and whatever else. What happens if they win? What happens if people decide you're evil and terrible? I don't think we should be slandering each other.
Oh, they don't even care. They're ready to burn the whole thing to the ground. By the way, this came out, I believe, September 10th, 2025.
Oh, wow, that's recent.
It is, yeah. So he's been talking about becoming governor for a while now. Here's another video about it.
Of the state of Minnesota, because right now we have a voice that could be big enough where when I do my due diligence and we're going to do polling, we're going to get a couple different polls to be taken. We're going to be doing, you do all kinds of due diligence. I'm just checking into all this now.
So he's running against Tim Walz.
But they're saying, well, why would you consider it now and you didn't consider it then? Because we got our voice back, and all the lies that Waltz is putting out we will see through them. It won't just be me saying it or we're saying it on Lindell TV. The whole world will be screaming it, that these lies will be uncovered.
Dude, this guy knows how to ramble like nobody's business. Seriously, he's even better at it than me.
You know, and what are they going to do? You know, well, Mike Lindell, you know, he was a crack addict. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not something to be ashamed of if you came out of addiction. As a politician, I would say that could even be a point in your favor.
Yeah.
Being honest about who you are and everything else, right?
And I don't think addiction, like past addiction, should be something that's brought up to say, oh, this guy isn't qualified because blah 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 because he was a crack addict or whatever else.
Well, they'll come up with just about anything. I don't know if you've seen the recent ad that Andrew Cuomo released about Zohran Mamdani. Did you see that?
I haven't. I think I scrolled past it.
They'll come up with
Like it's
anything.
New York.
Zohran Mamdani's opponents want you to believe he's an inexperienced radical whose policies will make New York City more dangerous.
Look, he ate rice with his hands, and that's what they're zeroing in on. Like, it's seriously disgusting. They'll say anything. Anyway.
I sent you Mamdani, like he had an entire speech, really long one. I sent it to you a while ago.
Anyway, I wanted to talk about Mike Lindell and his run for governor. He actually has a lot of institutional power, believe it or not. This guy is what he calls a fivefold prophet, a prophet of God who prophesies on behalf of God to the world for our benefit. And he actually prophesied to us about Mike Lindell. He gave us divine knowledge that we wouldn't have had otherwise. Let me find. Yeah, I think this is the first video. He prophesied that. All right, I'll just let you listen. By the way, before we walk into this, Mike Lindell lost his defamation lawsuit against Eric Coomer recently. Just remember that walking in.
And I'm telling you, the fact that it's in court right now is a very good place, because now we've been hearing what God has been saying, Gene. Luke 18. God of justice, the highest court of all, the court of heaven, God himself is getting involved. And he is going to avenge Mike, my pillow, and we the people.
Whoop, just picked a whole bouquet of oopsie daisies on that one, didn't he?
And we the people.
He claims that Mike Lindell is going to win his defamation suit, and he lost. Well, he responded to the fact that he had a false prophecy. Let's finish this one, then we'll listen to his reaction to his false prophecy. This fivefold prophet.
And we the people speedily from the garbage and the injustice that we have gone through.
He's so full of shit. All right, here. Check this one out. This is his reaction afterward. By the way, these both came out immediately after Lindell lost the suit, June 17th, I believe, 2025 for this one. And the other one was like June 2nd, I think. It was right before the trial happened.
I kept hearing when I prayed for Mike something about an appeal, and I heard when I was praying that there has been an appeal that has gone before the court of heaven, which is
now it's an appeal, because a minute ago you said he was going to win.
Amazing, because that's the highest court of all. You cannot mess with God. Acts 9, Paul thought he was tough, big, but he got knocked off his high horse. God has said this is the year of his fight, and we are going to see the Lord continue to fight for those who are standing like Mike and other great people who are saying, you know what, God, we want your justice, we want your righteousness, and the Lord's going to do it.
These people are so like shameless, aren't they? Like, they will say anything. They will lie about literally anything.
Where did God tell you it's the year of his like fight or whatever?
Well, as I know that you're new in the prophet game or whatever. You don't know how much knowledge prophets have.
I'm not an experienced prophet like them.
No, you're not. So
I'm working on it.
You cannot criticize prophets if you are not yourself a prophet.
I have a prophecy. I believe that they are going to make fools of themselves and that none of their prophecies are going to come true.
That's a little on the nose, that prophecy you just made. Hold on, let me find.
Been a lot
This
of
proves that I'm a good prophet, guys.
Since we're talking about Kunneman, we'll come back to Lindell in a second, but listen to this. This is Kunneman after he prophesied Trump would win the 2020 election and got it wrong. This is him explaining why he was wrong.
There's been a lot of signing of petitions and accountability they're calling for the prophets.
Yeah, accountability for the prophets. People calling for accountability because he was wrong. And you know what Deuteronomy 18:22 says? I'll tell you what it says.
Something about false prophets.
Yes.
Being idiots.
Actually, it says it's just explaining the prophet relationship. There are two members, God and the prophet, God passing information to the prophet. And if the prophet says something incorrect, either God lied or the prophet lied. Now, there was this, this kind of relationship existed at the time and was very delicate. If somebody lied about being a prophet, it was a death sentence at the time. It says
Jesus.
Deuteronomy 18:22, because they were the religious and even the legal leaders of
Right.
the country. If you're claiming to hear something from God and you're lying about it, it's serious. If a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord and their message does not come to pass, then that prophet has spoken presumptuously and was not sent by the Lord. The verse, hold on, I'm just looking for, there's more to it. Let me just pull it up on Bible Hub. If what a prophet proclaims in the name of the Lord does not take place or come true, that message was not sent by the Lord. That prophet has spoken presumptuously. Do not fear him. Do not fear him. And again, the next verse says he shall be put to death. So people telling Kunneman to leave his church is a bare minimum, right? I mean, I don't want anybody dead, but he shouldn't have a church anymore after that.
Biblically speaking, he should be dead, but, morally speaking, he shouldn't be, obviously.
Right. He just shouldn't be a prophet or a pastor or whatever anymore. So anyway, he comes up with an excuse, an explanation for why he was wrong.
I have no problem with the statement of accountability in the prophetic. I have no problem with the statement to identify prophets and what they are and
Then quit.
false prophets. What I have a problem with is their statement or their stance. A lot of times people, they're standing, it's amazing. Nobody wrote a letter and thanked me for all the years that I prophesied the other presidents and all.
Because it's irrelevant. You lied. You fabricated information and claimed it came from God. That makes you a false prophet. What?
Nothing.
And even President Trump. And no, but soon as something didn't look like it happened, boy, they jump on the bandwagon to attack you.
Obviously, because you're lying. This is like a religious thing. You can't just go out there and claim to be a prophet and lie about it like you did.
1 billion true prophecies is completely negated by one incorrect prophecy. If you
Right.
make one mistake, you are not a prophet. You're just a good guesser.
And a liar.
And a liar.
And my question is, how many of those people that are attacking, are you a prophet?
There you go. You can't criticize unless you yourself are a prophet.
I actually am a prophet, guys. I'm really amazing.
Well, as it turns out, he has a whole system about who he accepts as a prophet.
I predict that he's going to be an idiot in the next 30 seconds.
That is eerily close to accurate.
Well, let's find out.
How can you, the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 14 that the prophets are to judge the prophets. That's what it says. If a prophet is to prophesy, okay, let the others judge the other prophets. That's what he was speaking about. And so, are they prophets? Do they stand in a fivefold office of a prophet?
That's what we're talking about, the fivefold prophet thing. It's so stupid, dude. It's completely made up. There is no biblical basis for any of this. He just created this fictitious hierarchy that he chose to use to validate his own position. Fivefold prophet, in his mind, basically means he prophesies over not just like his local area, but over the nation.
people really have to start making their own guesses on stuff and not claiming it was God. That way, when they're wrong, they can say, God told me that this wasn't true, that this wasn't accurate, and that was my fault. Or, like, when they do something, they can, and, like, get a ton of lashback from it or whatever. Backlash, I mean. They can say, well, God actually told me that I should stop, and so I'm stopping. It's not because I was wrong or anything, just because God changed his mind.
It's so incredibly stupid.
Second, do they have a positional grace and an authority by God? Just because you're a prophet doesn't mean that you might be called to be a prophet to the nation.
Anyway, God, it's so stupid. Anyway, the point is that Lindell has a lot of institutional backing, but I seriously, deeply to the bottom of my heart, doubt he's going to win governor. It's just not going to happen. This is more of like, let's point and laugh type of thing than a, oh my God, we should be concerned type of thing. But one more video on this subject. This is Mike Lindell using prayer as an opportunity to advertise his pillow products.
And if you got any prayers, Lord, make these pillows that people take home their prayer pillow.
Bro, look at this D-bag here
Sorry?
with fondling this pillow here in the background.
He's taking a nap. Leave him alone. Let a man nap while standing up in peace.
Right. So Lindell is literally praying to God that people buy his pillows on stage.
And
That
calling
is
them
so-
prayer pillows.
That is dirty and disgusting, seriously.
These pillows that people take home their prayer pillow, that they will lay on them and never forget this night, and they will pray to you, Lord, and ask you into their heart and surrender.
He's got his knee on one of the prayer pillows. I don't imagine God feels great about having someone's knee on him.
This is actually a pretty standard position that people use in prayer. They have pillows that they kneel on and everything.
Yeah, but he's asking God to, like, watch over these pillows and have people buy these pillows. Imagine, like, you're praying over someone, praying for a better life for them, and you just, like, hang on, let me just put my knee on you real quick.
I know. It's so stupid,
Like-
dude. This whole thing is ridiculous. I don't know who invited him to their prayer service, but it's embarrassing.
Surrender to you, Jesus. And we pray that for the addicts, anybody addicted out there, that stories of hope like mine will change the world and change our country. And we pray for peace. We pray for our country. We pray for our state. We just pray, Lord. We reach out to you we ask for.
Wait, is he making literally any sense at all right now? I'm sorry. Step back a little more. One more time.
We pray for our country. We pray for our state. We just pray, Lord. We reach out to you
He forgot what he was praying for. He
Yeah.
had to. We just pray, Lord. We pray.
Well, he's really just praying people buy his pillows.
Well, yeah.
We ask please forgive our sins, Lord. Forgive us and listen to our prayers tonight, Lord. And I want everybody to say a prayer of peace tonight, a prayer on their pillow. In Jesus' name, amen.
God, it is so stupid. It is so incredibly stupid. Anyway, tell me what you think about Lindell running for governor and all this other stuff. It's so entertaining, dude. Maybe we'll watch the Tina Peters thing again, her whole court date, just because it's so enjoyable. Tell me your thoughts.
I'm gonna run and make food real quick. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I was going to run down. Do you want to keep him entertained for a second?
Yeah,
do
do you
his-
want to make my food?
What food is it?
It's the frozen dumplings that are in the
What
freezer.
do I do?
Huh?
What do I do?
You just put them in the microwave for 2 minutes. You take them out of the box, cut a little slit in the plastic packaging thing, put them in the microwave for 2 minutes, and then bring them up to me with my chopsticks.
We'll see. Maybe.
If you don't, then I'm ditching you so I can make them. Love you.
Oh, we got a couple of little buddies
Yeah, Cashmere was sitting next to me a second ago.
Little pals hanging out.
Look at Miki. She's so cute. Sorry you guys can't see them. They're very adorable. Guys, I got my hair dyed. My friend dyed my hair. I got like a solid 2 friends here in Pennsylvania. But I hung out. It was me, her fiance, and their other friend who also lives here. Her fiance lives in upstate New York, but they were down here. He was down here for what's it called? For like, it was his birthday and then also her friend's birthday in the same week. So she went up to New York to visit him and hang out for his birthday. And then they both came back down to Pennsylvania to hang out with their friend for her birthday. And they had me tag along because I wanted to get my hair dyed and I wanted to hang out with them. So we hung out for a day after school on Friday. We all went back to her house and chilled and whatever else. And then she dyed my hair. And then we got Taco Bell after, and it was super, super great. Let's see. Looks shiny, does it? My hair is always very shiny. I don't know. I like the purple. You prayed to get your hair dyed, yeah. I was originally gonna go with like a blue color, like an electric blue. It's all chunky highlights. Wait, here, let me turn around in my chair so you guys can see like the full thing. Hang on. Okay, I don't know if that. Let me look at my camera to see if you guys could see that. See if that went well. Okay, wait. I have such a strong delay on here. It's actually crazy. Because I have the stream pulled up just like naturally. I don't know. Okay, you guys kind of saw. You guys saw the streaks. You just didn't see the top. That's okay. It was close enough. My daughter always made me dye her hair. My stepmom says I shouldn't be using like box dye or anything. She used box dye a lot when she was younger. So she says, "Oh, don't use box dye. It'll fry your hair off, blah, 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 blah." So I had to go to a professional, and my friend is graduating her cosmetology school this year because she's been in a dual enrollment cosmetology program that our school offers since she was in 9th grade, and she's in 12th grade now. So 4 years, she's almost graduated. I counted as one of her clients. She got a before and after. And so I'm helping her graduate. I stopped dyeing mine after 30 years, so it's all white now. Ooh, okay, but listen, I like the all white and I like the gray. My great-grandma, my Mama Sue, she never dyed her hair, but she always had it permed. And I think it was very, very, very pretty. I loved it. I used to dye my Mama D's hair brown because she didn't like her gray. So I dye it back to her natural color, which was okay. I was going to show you guys because we had the same exact hair, but we actually dyed my hair black. So this part's black and this part's purple because I had a red semi-permanent dye on it and that would clash with the purple. So we changed that. Congrats to your friend. Yeah, I'm very, very proud of her. I'm very happy. My mom said when she was in high school in the 1970s, they just used lemon juice and ironed their hair. I have considered getting lemon juice and just like trying to lighten my hair with that because I was so fed up with not having highlights or anything because I have to pay for them. This is why having a cosmetologist friend who will do your hair for free because you can do stuff because you give them hours for their graduation is so great because she gets to dye my hair for free, so I get hair dye, and she gets hours so she can graduate school. Wait, I gotta reset my camera. Okay, wait, let's see. I just noticed the bangs. I like the purple. Yeah, we sat there for a little bit considering what to do with the bangs. The girl who was with us, she suggested that we do like tiny strips of purple in the bangs. So to be like, you know, like purple, black, purple, black. But me and friend, her name's Elise and I thought that it would be like, I guess like cooler if we did the split dye, and then we sat there for a little bit thinking about that. So we decided I have my eyebrow piercing on the left. So I did the split dye on the right because it's kind of like a contrast. So I have one cool thing over here and another cool thing over here. Let me see. What else? Do it old school 90s Kool-Aid packets. We were gonna do that when I was super little, like 9 or 10, because I really wanted my hair to be dyed, but my hair is way too dark to do Kool-Aid packets. I wanted purple hair. Oh my god, I'm realizing I wanted purple hair when I was super little. But obviously not gonna dye a 9-year-old's hair, which, you know, I had friends whose hair was, they had streaks of color in their hair when they were 9, so whatever. No, I understand the decision. But yeah, we were gonna use Kool-Aid packets, but it was just too dark. My hair was just too dark. My friend did the same for me. I gave her hours. Soup and water were freezing. Oh, yeah. The soap and water were freezing. Yeah. It was not fun. She like turned on the water and she was like, okay, you gotta dunk your head in this now. I was like, oh, okay. Put my head under the water. Freezing cold. Terrible. Didn't enjoy it. But it was still fun. I am really happy that I ended up doing it. I have dye all over me now, though. It's like, okay, it's coming off now, but I had some on my arm. You guys won't be able to see. I had some on my arm. I have some, like, on my arm up here.
I'm sorry, I forgot the dumplings. You're on your own with the dumplings.
Guys, you could just go back downstairs.
I could, but I'm already sitting.
You weren't. You guys see how mean he is? All right, I'll be right back.
Sorry. Okay. There was something I wanted to talk about. Oh, I wanted to watch Tina Peters.
Yeah,
The whole Tina Peters thing, yeah. Lindell 2. Let me just write these timestamps down. 32 to 57. All right. Yeah, we might as well watch Tina Peters, right? Let's see. Also, Super Chat. Hey, Owen, are you familiar with the Hangman poem? No, I'm not familiar, I don't think. Or let me just see. Into our town the hangman came, smelling of gold and blood and flame, and he paced our bricks with a different air, and built his frame on the courthouse square. Wow, it's long. I can't read the whole thing, unfortunately. Scaffold stood by the courthouse side, only as wide as the door was wide. Okay, wide does not rhyme with wide. A frame is tall or a little more than the capping sill of the courthouse door. That's interesting. No, I haven't read that. I have to take a look at it later on, though. Okay, a sewage pipe burst in my basement, and it's a mess down there, and my landlord's coming to repair it tomorrow, but it's got me pretty worried with the, hydrogen sulfide and stuff. It's pretty dangerous. I'm considering getting a hotel tonight. Probably not, but it might actually be a wise decision. Not really safe. Got me pretty worried. Also, do this for me. If you guys can go to my Patreon, you don't have to donate, but if you just follow me there, I would really appreciate it. owenmorgan.com/Patreon. You can just follow me, and I do like Q&As and stuff, even for people who are not paid subscribers, just people who follow. Reason is because I can communicate with people on Patreon, and it's a way of kind of maintaining communication with my fan base, even if something happens with YouTube, So it would be good. Also, cultarchive.org. You can check out historical cults and stuff there. I wrote this whole website. I did all of this myself. You can kind of scan through historical groups. And Global Vision Bible Church, Greg Locke. Founded in 2006 by Greg Locke in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, has evolved from a small independent Baptist congregation into a controversial online ministry. And it kind of goes through how he would rank on a cult scale, on a cult system. Cultarchive.org. It would be cool if you took a look at that. Anyway. All right. This is Kent Hovind. Let's pull up Tina Peters. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes. So good. All right. One second. Show sidebar. Why is it not letting me? Can I drop that in there? No? Okay. Macs are kind of annoying sometimes. Some of the things they do. Okay. This is Tina Peters. If you're unfamiliar, she famously assisted in the election hack attempt in 2020. She was a county clerk, and she went to prison for 8 years. I want to do a little bit of a throwback and just listen to her trial again, her sentencing, because it was so entertaining. The judge tore her to shreds. Oh, my God. This is her mugshot, by the way. Anyway, she's a county clerk. She basically gave hackers her credentials to access the voters' private information, their addresses, their names, their everything. And they accessed it. They get this big list of voters, and they gave it to Mike Lindell, who then disseminated the list as a list of quote-unquote dead voters. So BBC goes around, and they start knocking on doors, and they say, "Are you John Smith?" The dude says yes, and they say, "You're on this list of dead voters. Did you vote in the 2020 election?" Dude's like, "Yep, I voted. I was at this precinct," or whatever. She's sentenced to 8 years for her crimes. And best of all, this is her most recent mugshot, she can't be pardoned by Trump because it's a state level charge that she was sentenced to, not a federal charge. And they can only pardon federal charges. Donald Trump can. So I want to listen to Tina Peters' trial, just like part of it, because it's so entertaining, dude. Oh my God.
You are no hero.
Yeah. Just a second. Let me. This is.
Peters, you have the right to.
The whole thing was 41 minutes, but I'm playing a shorter version of it. This is the judge sentencing her.
You are no hero. You abused your position, and you're a charlatan who used and is still using your prior position in office to peddle a snake oil that's been proven to be junk time and time again. Your lies are well documented, and these convictions are serious.
And even up to this moment, as you'll probably see in a minute, she still did not take this seriously. She still believed she was going to get out of this.
I'm convinced you would do it all over again if you could. You're as defiant as a defendant as this court has ever seen. All right, we're here today for sentencing in Miss Peters' case. Before I get into my comments, I'll enter judgment of conviction consistent with the jury's verdicts as to counts 1, 2.
It says the former Mesa County clerk was sentenced by Judge Matthew Barrett on Thursday.
4, 6.
Peters was convicted of leading a scheme to breach voting system data in her county.
8, 9, and 10. As it relates to fines, fees, and costs, a $2,000 fine will be ordered as to counts 1, 2, 4, 6. As to counts 8, the maximum fine will be imposed. Counts 9 and 10, $1,000 fines will be imposed. You retain the right to ask me to reconsider any sentence I impose under Rule 35B. You have the right to appeal any sentence I impose if you want to end this judgments of conviction. If you wish to do that, you need to do it within 49 days of today's date.
It's super difficult to appeal a jury trial that you lost. And appeal windows are closed now for her. It's over. She's going to spend the next... when did this come out? This is 2024, October 2024. She's going to spend the next 8 years in prison. unless she gets like early release for good behavior or parole or something. We'll see if that happens.
The protection orders will remain in place during the life of this sentence. Conditions 6 and 7 are vacated. However, you can ask your lawyer what that means. If you are ever sentenced or today sentenced to the Department of Corrections, then I'm required to inform you that the time I actually impose or that may be imposed is not the amount of time you are likely to serve. It can be and very likely will be reduced by your accrual of good time and earned time credits within the department.
There you go. She already spent some time in there too, so.
Meaning that the better you do in prison, the more programming you take advantage of, the sooner you'll be released. I want to circle back to the request from earlier today in terms of the motion for a new trial based on a Brady violation. To the extent I needed to make findings on that.
Wait, Brady violation. Hold on. That's a gun charge, I believe. The judge... Let me see if I can find out what he's talking about here with the Brady violation. I'm actually probably going to cut out the uninteresting stuff in final editing. Just a note when editing. Remove anything that seems boring. I think this opening section is probably boring.
I think it's pretty interesting. It tells us what's happening and how long she has and stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Peters' defense filed a motion for a new trial based on an alleged Brady violation. The claim involved an arrest warrant related to an incident on June 25th when Peters went to the ballot box location near the clerk and recorder's office. The defense argued that information about this incident involving a witness named Brandy Bantz, who alerted law enforcement, should have been disclosed. Oh, I see. The defense requested this information from the police department, but was told it was part of an ongoing investigation. Totally understandable. She's close friends with a lot of big media personalities, not limited to Mike Lindell and Steve Bannon, and was threatening people involved in the case and, you know, stalking and harassing them and stuff and causing all kinds of problems for everybody, including the judge. So it totally makes sense they'd want to protect people's names, certainly for the duration of the trial. The DA said they didn't have the information, but would turn it over later when they got it, but didn't do so. The arrest warrant was apparently drafted after the trial occurred. Okay.
Today, I'll note that 1, the motion could have been filed weeks ago. 2, the information generally was known to the defense prior to trial, perhaps not the specifics, but enough to have at least mustered some questioning of witnesses at trial.
Yeah, the bottom line, the judge rejected the Brady claim. The motion could have been filed weeks earlier. The information was generally known to the defense prior to the trial anyway. And most importantly, Barrett said there was quite literally nothing in the arrest warrant or Bantz's statements that would be considered favorable or exculpatory to Peters. So it was completely irrelevant. She's just trying to get the person's name so she could harass them through Lindell and Steve Bannon.
And 3, that a Brady violation is one that generally involves, almost exclusively involves, the withholding of exculpatory evidence that may be used by the defendant in a case. When looking at such a violation, the court looks at that type of evidence with through the lens of a defense attorney, not through a prosecutor, such that it's not the prosecutor's job to determine what is or isn't exculpatory. It's the defendant's job to make those decisions. Here, the argument is that back on, I believe, June 25th, Ms. Peters went to the clerk and recorder's, not office.
All right, since I already covered this, I'm going to jump forward a little bit.
Because it was an ongoing investigation.
Just try to find it. Again, cut boring sections out. It could be useful to keep a little bit of this, but just cut out the sections where I'm jumping forward and stuff till I find the right spot.
Disclosed, but as I said earlier, there's quite literally nothing that's been provided to me that suggests anything in this arrest warrant or that what Ms. Bantz said, who was an important witness to the prosecution, would be construed objectively or even subjectively through the lens of a defense attorney as favorable or exculpatory to the defendant, particularly where there's video footage of the interaction that occurred between the defendant and the individuals who may have been employees of the clerk and recorder's office. So Ms. Bance's mere reporting of the same to law enforcement is what it is, and certainly in any event, to the extent there was exculpatory value to it, as
All right, jump forward more.
committed to promoting the acceptance of responsibility. That doesn't mean that a defendant has to take responsibility. To the contrary, Ms. Peters has exercised her right to a jury trial. She's exercised her right to hold the people to their burden, and such cannot and will not be used by this court as a means by which, or justification by which, to punish her, but rather the sentence itself is to promote the responsibility acceptance, not to ensure that someone takes responsibility, however, once they've chosen to exercise their right to go to trial.
So instead of settling, instead of taking a plea deal, she decided to go all the way to trial, jury trial. And that's okay. You know, that's understandable. Some people want to do that. But she was dragging her feet on a pretty clear-cut case.
If she had settled or taken a plea deal, would it have changed her sentence? Like, would it have
This
been
is a
less?
criminal trial, so it would have been a plea deal. Settlement, I said that earlier. I should have said plea deal. Settlement is for civil trials. But, yeah, she probably would have gotten a much lighter sentence. Maybe not spent any time in jail. Maybe spent a year in jail, maybe 2. I don't know. It depends on what kind of deals she can work out with the prosecutor. But choosing to go all the way to trial is kind of like a coin toss. If you have a pretty solid case, you may win. And if you're acquitted, you won't spend any time. You'll be, you're out of it completely.
Also, it would have...
But hang on. But if you don't, then you're going away for the rest of your life, basically. That's the bargain, whatever.
Also, it would have looked bad for her to, because if she just accepts a plea deal or whatever, then she's admitting that she was in the wrong and stuff. That likely would have looked bad for press than if she had gone here and got acquitted.
Yeah. Plea deals necessitate, part of the deal is, as far as I'm aware, you have to allocute your crimes in front of the judge. You have to tell the judge what you did, why you did it, and how, and everything else.
Yeah.
And at that point, the judge has the choice of sentencing you to whatever. They don't have to follow the plea agreement if they don't want to. They usually follow plea agreements, but they, once you allocute, it's over. Like, your life is in the hands of the judge.
Deterrence in sentencing, that is both general and specific, that the sentence I impose must deter Ms. Peters from engaging in similar conduct in the future, but it also must deter others generally from engaging in this type of conduct. I consider rehabilitation where appropriate. I consider punishment where appropriate.
All right, I'm going to jump forward because I'm actually looking for where he's...
And I note too that you didn't complete the certification.
Hold on.
Salute in all respects, and that's where you fell.
All right, here. We'll start here.
Does not corrupt conduct used and is still used, then can't possibly be wrong.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the right spot. I'm just going to cut the boring sections again in editing.
But to get to the point of what it is that you did here, it's my impression distinctly that you never took your job of clerking particularly seriously. You didn't complete the certification. One scandal after another followed you in your time as the clerk.
I understand that she didn't even go into the office very often. She stayed at home like most of the time.
And ultimately, it was a belief that the echo chamber in which you live couldn't be wrong, among other things, that led you to do what you did here. This thought process, unfortunately, seems to consume so many in our country, regardless of race, gender, political affiliation, or the like.
Sorry, it's just unacceptable to, violate the law so flagrantly. I don't care what reason you have for doing it. You can't do that. Can you what?
Lip chop.
Oh, yeah. For the record, a county clerk is a public official responsible for maintaining records for a county. Their responsibilities may include handling marriage licenses and deeds, collecting campaign finance information from local candidates, and administering elections. The clerk serves as the chief elections officer responsible for conducting the official canvass of votes, issuing certificates of election to all candidates, and certifying election results to the Secretary of State. So her role was incredibly important. She was in a very important area too. She She was in an area of... Oh, have you not used the lip chap yet?
No, sorry.
Okay. She was in an area of Colorado, I think Maricopa County, I believe, that was subject to insane political propaganda and lies and massive focus in the election. So she was like the worst person to be positioned where she was.
It is we hear and think can't possibly be wrong. There are many things in my mind that are crystal clear about this case. You are no hero, you abused your position, and you're a charlatan who used and is still using your prior position in office to peddle a snake oil that's been proven to be junk time and time again.
Ouch, that's rough. This is probably where I'll start for editing purposes.
In your world, it's all about you. But at bottom, this case was about your corrupt conduct and how no one is above the law. No one in this country has absolute power. Your position as a clerk and recorder, a constitutional position, does not provide you with a means by which to do your own investigation, to not listen to the judiciary, to not listen to the executives higher than you, to not listen to the legislature who sets the law as it may be. This is nonsense. Our system of government can't function when people in government think that somehow, some way, the power they've been given is absolute in all respects.
As Tina Peters thought, and as Donald Trump currently thinks.
That's where you fell. You have no respect for the checks and balances of government. You have no respect for this court. You have no respect for law enforcement. And you do not have respect for your fellow colleagues when you were a clerk and recorder who weren't lockstep in your beliefs. Period. Indeed, just weeks before trial, you were apparently doing what I mentioned earlier, that is, over at the clerk and recorder's office where you're not supposed to be, violating the protection order by speaking to employees of that entity with your camera crew in tow.
So she was ordered not to go near the office again after being formally charged and I think even convicted. She was ordered not to go anywhere near there. And she showed up with her camera crew and made a big scene. What an incredibly entitled scumbag. I'm so glad she's spending 9 years in prison for the protection of society. Emily Sigmund, I think her ego and sense of entitlement kept her from taking the plea deal. That's very possible. It's clear as day she's got a massive ego. Again, like, if you didn't see her original arrest, actually, let me just show it again. In fact, I'm going to move this to the front of the video just so we have an idea of who we're talking about. Maybe immediately after that opener where the judge tore her apart. This is Tina Peters being arrested, if you haven't seen it. This is like, this is 2022 originally when this happened.
Let go of me! Let go of me!
I think she sees the camera here, right?
Let go of me! Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Let go of me! It hurts! Let go of me! Give me my teeth!
She's kicking at the dude. That blows me away, seriously.
You understand? Stop it! Sorry. No, let go of me! Yes, you are, Caleb. Give me my key to my car! Give me my key to my car!
I don't know if you guys noticed, she called him by his first name. She knows these people. These people are arresting her, and she's trying to, I don't know, get sympathy or something like that by calling them by their first name. You are hurting me, Caleb. Come on, Caleb.
Using her position and her kind of connection, personal connection to them to influence the outcome. Like, typical MAGA, right? Convinced that she can do whatever she wants and there will be no consequences ever.
Give me my key to my car! Give it to me! Give me my key! Step outside. Take my purse!
Anyway, yeah, that was the arrest video. So let's talk about Tina Peters.
Someone quoted the with your camera crew in tow. Why does she have a camera crew?
Because she wanted to start a scene. That's it.
Where did she get them from? She's just like, all right, guys, all right, news reporters. I'm now gonna go do something illegal.
Yeah, she, like I said, she knows Steve Bannon, and do you know Bannon?
No.
He is basically like a propaganda chief for Donald Trump. He's insane. You know the Turner Diaries? I don't remember if I've told you about that book. That's one of his favorite books.
Really?
Yeah. He is evil. He was in Trump's first administration, and I think that his personality clashed too much with Donald Trump for them to keep him for number 2. He left after like a year of being in the administration, not on good terms either. But now they're on okay terms.
Miracle said, Caleb, where's Sophia?
I saw
That's
that.
funny.
Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Nerical. I appreciate it.
One of the biggest proponents.
Here,
Trump.
here you go. This is Steve Bannon giving a Nazi salute.
Here's why we're doing this today. You know, this great celebration of kind of American populism and nationalism. We have friends all over the world. This is a movement that is a global movement. We just won a massive victory here, and we're winning all over the world, right? Yeah! The next stop is Germany. Alternative for Deutschland. Can I have the Alternative for Deutschland people stand up? We want to give a shout out to you guys. All right. All right.
So I know you're thinking, okay, well, that's a little bit of a stretch. This is literally immediately after Elon Musk did his Nazi salute. And there's this massive uproar over the fact that Elon Musk did a full Nazi salute. And he called for the Nazi party in Germany, the Alternative for Deutschland, AfD, to stand up.
Can I have the Alternative for Deutschland people stand up? We want to give a shout out to you guys.
Nazi salute.
All right.
I wasn't looking at the screen, and I looked back over and saw that. Says reading chat.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. Anyway, yeah, so that's Steve Bannon. He's done a lot of other really evil, terrible, disgusting stuff, dude.
Someone asked, hasn't Trump pardoned her yet? He cannot, because this is a state-level offense, right?
Yep, that's right. Can't pardon her. I love it.
I agree.
You have no qualms with violating the court's orders because you're innocent, because you didn't do anything wrong. You were just doing your job. You have no problem trying to kick an officer. Your explanation about what happened is preposterous. It's on video. You have no problem lying to officers. It's happened multiple times. They're recorded conversations. It's just more lies.
I was curious, what was her explanation for why she kicked at the officer? Officers we just watched were serving a search warrant for Peters at a bagel shop in Grand Junction. Peters and the others were passing the iPad around between patrons, playing keep away with the device. When officers tried to detain Peters for obstructing them, she kicked at an officer as they were handcuffing her, striking the officer's taser and magazine pouch on his belt. Body cam footage captured officers yelling at Peters, "Do not kick. Do you understand?" Right. We just saw that. So her legal defense fund claimed it was the officers who used excessive force and went beyond the bounds of their warrant. They stated that officers handcuffed Peters and wrestled her car keys away from her. Okay. We watched it happen. Come on. They, causing bruises and contusions, she says, and injuries to her wrists and arms. What?
Bruises and contusions.
Yeah.
She was, she screamed, "You're hurting me, you're hurting me." I'm willing to bet she knew that if she screamed that, it would build a stronger defense, whether or not they were actually hurting her.
Oh, I'm sure.
She screamed that and then kicked.
She's MAGA. She's always thinking about what's best for her and how she can come out on top. That is the MAGA way. That's one of the worst things about Donald Trump winning and becoming so, notable in the public consciousness, that he completely eroded respect and honesty and just being a good person genuinely. He eroded it and erased it completely to a disgusting degree. Anyway, she said it caused bruises and contusions and injuries to her wrists and arms and characterized it as manhandling. I'm sorry you can't handle being arrested like, you know, the impoverished and less fortunate in your district, but don't commit crimes if you don't want to be arrested. Don't play how is it phrased? Don't play
Keep away.
Yeah, don't play keep away with an iPad that they have a search warrant for if you don't want to be arrested.
I was also thinking the people of color, not just in her area, but around America as a general, like, they have that all the time for far less stuff, without warrants, without whatever. They're constantly being, like, arrested
And
like
hassled.
that. And hassled.
Yeah.
And she's sitting here claiming excessive force because they handcuffed her.
It's disgusting. She's a disgusting person.
But she doesn't care when it's someone who hasn't done anything wrong. She knows she did something wrong. She knows that she wouldn't be in this situation had she been fully in the right.
So that's what happened. I'm sorry, waiting for that car to pass.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Hear
So
how
that's
cool
what
he is?
happened. What?
Hear how cool he is?
That is a very cool car. I don't know if you guys heard that, but you could tell he was cool by his revving engine.
Yeah.
You can always tell somebody is cool by that. Anyway, let's listen to his takedown again.
What happened is preposterous.
Sorry, step back a little more.
You have no qualms with violating the court's orders because you're innocent, because you didn't do anything wrong. You were just doing your job.
Clip it, ship it, send it out to everybody. Judge says she was just doing her job. She was innocent.
Mm-hmm.
You have no problem trying to kick an officer. Your explanation about what happened is preposterous. It's on video. You have no problem lying to officers. It's happened multiple times. They're recorded conversations. It's just more lies. No objective person believes them. No, at the end of the day, you cared about the jets, the podcasts, and the people fawning over you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mike Lindell flew her around in his private jet. Flew her to the Capitol on January 6th, for example.
Really?
Uh-huh. There's video of it. Oh, there's
doesn't
this
surprise
whole
me.
rabbit hole. I would love to go down the rabbit hole again, but time, you know.
Yeah.
Just check it out if you want to see the video on it. Tina Peters, just watch a bunch of stuff. I covered this every step of the way. It's so good.
You abdicated your position as a servant to the Constitution, and you chose you over all else. Yes, you are a charlatan, and you cannot help but lie as easy it is for you to breathe. You betrayed your oath for no one other than you. And this is what makes Miss Peters such a danger to our community. It's the position she held that has provided her the pulpit from which she can preach these lies.
The pulpit. That's a fascinating way to put it, right?
The undermining of our democratic process, the undermining of the belief and confidence in our election systems. It's not about questioning it. No one says you can't question, you can't ask. It's completely different. And if you don't understand I can say or do here today, that will change your mind.
Looks like there was a cut in the video. That's weird.
So the damage that is caused.
Oh, yeah, this is not the original. The original is like 45 minutes long. Again, I covered the entire thing on my channel previously. Maybe on my Owen Unfiltered channel.
The cut was actually the judge saying she's innocent, hasn't done anything wrong, and that they're
Right.
not sent to his car.
Right, exactly. If they just hadn't cut it out, those dishonest press people, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
continue to be caused is just as bad, if not worse, than the physical violence that this court sees on an all too regular basis. And it's particularly damaging when those words come from someone who holds a position of influence like you. Every effort to undermine the integrity of our elections and public's trust in our institutions has been made by you. You've done it from that lectern the voting public provided you with. Everything you've done has been done to retain control, influence. The damage is immeasurable. And every time it gets refuted, every time it's shown to be false, just another tale is weaved.
Dude, I wonder, did this judge, like, write this whole speech the night before? Is that what happened? This is a long speech that he's going through, like, just tearing her to shreds. It's
You think
so
it's an
good.
on-the-spot thing? Like, he didn't plan this. He was just so overcome by hatred for everything that happened through her.
I wonder, I don't think it's on the spot. I think he did at least write an outline.
Yeah, if it was on the spot, he'd be stuttering more, I believe.
So I'll begin by saying I've considered all of those purposes of staying of an execution of a sentence. I've mentioned all of them here generally in my comments already, and I find that a stay of any sentence I impose would be wholly unwarranted.
So I'm not going to let you get out of this. You're going to have to pay the price.
All cases have a possibility of reversal on appeal, no doubt. I'm at peace with all of the decisions I've made here. If anything, I gave you and your counsel far too much leeway at times, but the rulings I made came after much consideration, incredible amounts of internal debate, and I trust in accordance with the applicable law. I consider the sentence here, in this case, what are available to me. Probation. Community corrections wasn't requested, but it wouldn't be an option in any event.
Talking about, I think, community service, like going around picking up trash.
And an incarcerative sentence to the Department of Corrections. Probation's focus is rehabilitation. That is, for folks who have minimal criminal histories, low LSI scores like you, Miss Peters, but where punishment isn't really on the table. It's about putting someone back in the community who's not a risk and giving them a chance to correct those things that brought them before me in the first place. Community corrections, which again isn't available, but nevertheless I'll mention, is another option that I could still order. It's much more stringent than probation, but it's not prison. And it's for folks who have even higher needs. Again, drug addicts, alcohol abusers, and the like.
I appreciate that he's like sitting here and telling her, now these are things that you wouldn't be able to have because you're a terrible person, but I'm going to tell you about them because you're a terrible person, deserve to know what you're missing.
Yeah, I can appreciate, I mean, this is actually standard practice in courts to go through the reasoning for the sentencing, for the everything, and the judge commonly tears the person to shreds at the end of it, but that one was home confinement, right? Is that what he said? I believe.
Yeah.
I think she requested home confinement, but that's absurd. There would be no reason for home confinement in this case.
For the community service one, she didn't request it, and he said, listen, I know you didn't request it, couldn't have gotten it anyways, but you are terrible, and you won't get that.
Right.
And prison is for those folks where we send people who are a danger to all of us. Whether it be by the pen or the sword or the word of the mouth. Prison is where folks go, where punishment is what we're focused on, because the crime committed is so significant that anything less would unduly mitigate the seriousness of the same.
I don't actually believe in punitive justice, punishing somebody for their crimes. I believe in, aka retributive justice. I believe in, oh my God, I don't remember the term, but basically trying to rehabilitative justice, trying to get them back on their feet and make sure that they don't commit this kind of crime again. Like, poverty and crime are directly correlated to each other. The less money you have, the poorer you are, the more likely you will be to commit crimes. If we want to lower crime, we fight against poverty. And on occasion, you get people who are just bad people, just scumbags, who need to be removed from society for our own protection. And I guess in those cases, we have no choice, right? And we have to put them in there, and I understand that. But I think that we should always approach every case as though the person can be rehabilitated and set right back on the correct track, if you will. In Tina Peters' case, she was given every opportunity to show some kind of anything, humanity of some sort, all through her case. And it's not happening. She never did it. Even to this day, she's complaining to Steve Bannon and everything else. She's just a bad person in her heart.
I mentioned before there are no mental health concerns. There's no good reason why you're here, Ms. Peters, other than these are all the active decisions that you made that cost our county significantly, but also more importantly, cost you greatly. Mr. Wood, all the members of the county who worked and trusted you when you asked them to do things that they did on your behalf. It's part of your lies. The expense, the toll is immeasurable. So putting you on probation when you have zero needs that would be met by probation is the very definition of unduly depreciating the significance of what it is that you've done here, the harm that you've caused our community and continue to cause. Community corrections is the same. So prison is the only place that duly meets the purposes of sentencing in this matter.
I would also like to mention this isn't like a simple mistake. This isn't, oh, like I didn't see the harm in my actions. I didn't know what harm it could cause. She knew what she was doing. She did it purposefully. She knew what harm it was going to cause, thought about it and said, I want to cause this harm. It's not someone getting addicted to something and not being able to get off. It's not someone stealing something and just like for whatever reason. She got a list of names illegally and spread them around illegally. It was harmful and she knew it was harmful and she didn't care.
It was actual malice. Yeah, I knew a guy, I guess I'm not going to say his name, but he was an addict and he was a complete mess. He was a bad person in his heart. And I knew this other dude named Mike was there and he threw something at him, like some little stick or something, because they were fighting. He threw a stick at him and it hit his chest and stopped his heart and killed him. That was not intentional. That happened. And he's in prison for the rest of his life, like 40 years as a result of that. That was a mistake that led to something terrible. This person did not make a mistake. She knew what she's doing. She did it intentionally with malice, right?
Yeah.
And therefore the sentence and judgment of the court is as follows. As to counts 1 and 4, the judgment and sentence of the court is 3.5 years in the Department of Corrections. Those sentences will be concurrent to each other. As to count 2, the judgment and sentence of the court is 3.5 years consecutive to counts 1 and 4. As it relates to the misdemeanor charges, count 8 is 120 days in the Mesa County Detention Facility, concurrent to count 9 and 10, which will be 6 months in the Mesa County Detention Facility, consecutive to the prison sentence. The reason those sentences are consecutive is because those sentences are, as the prosecution stated, directly related to what it is that you did here in our community, the damage you caused this community, the breach of your oath to the electorate in Mesa County.
So anyway, that's Tina Peters. That's her court sentencing. And out of curiosity, I want to see what's going on now with her. Peters is currently incarcerated at the La Vista Correctional Facility, a medium security women's prison in Pueblo, Colorado, serving her 9-year sentence. Medium security is pretty rough. It's not the worst. She's transferred from county jail to state prison in May 2025. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. After completing her 6-month county jail portion of the sentence. Peters has filed a federal habeas corpus petition arguing she should be released on bond while she appeals her conviction. Oh, please. Her attorney, Peter Tickton, a Florida constitutional lawyer who helped lobby for pardons for January 6 participants, is arguing that she's being held because of fear of what she might say. A First Amendment violation. Oh, please. She knows Steve Bannon and she knows all kinds of people. She could say whatever she wants right now. She wanted. I mean, they have a phone. They have a phone at the jail that you can call and talk if you want. It's such a joke, dude. Here's Trump's involvement. Trump has repeatedly demanded Peters' release, calling her a brave and innocent patriot, and directing the Department of Justice to take all necessary action to help secure the release of Peters, whom he's called a hostage. Trump posted in August 2025 demanding Colorado release Peters right now, all caps, exclamation mark. threatening to take harsh measures if she isn't released. That's just a few months ago. The Department of Justice has filed a statement of interest saying Peters' prosecution will be investigated for abuses of the criminal justice process. Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser responded that Peters is in prison because she's a flight risk and a danger to the community, stating the question is not whether the state court decision was correct, but whether it was objectively unreasonable. She remains defiant and unapologetic about her actions while behind bars. So that's the Peters case. I don't believe there's any way she's getting out of there anytime soon. So yeah, tell me what you think about it in the comments. I love this judge, dude. Barrett, he's awesome. All right, let me write down my timestamp now. That was...
I think I might head out
41, okay.
since I have school tomorrow.
Okay, sweet.
Let me know if you are going to go grab anything or whatever so that I can come...
anything?
I don't know. So that I can come back and entertain them.
Okay, got it.
If you're going to go downstairs for any reason.
Well, I might as well, since...
Right now?
if you're-
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going in a minute.
Yeah. I will always come back and entertain you guys, even if I'm sleeping. I really like talking.
All right, let me just line up my next part. I think I'm going to do Anonymous next. I was going to hit Anonymous. Hold on.
Someone said hotel or not.
Nah,
No?
I think we're okay. No
I can
hotel.
go to sleep.
Yeah.
If you wake me up at 12 in the morning to bring me to a hotel, I'll be very mad.
Nah, we won't.
If you wake me up at 12 in the morning to bring me to a hotel, I'm skipping first period.
Okay.
This is a story.
Sorry, those are loud. Did not mean to do that. Okay.
Someone said AF to the power of 0. Alpha Force power of 0.
That's good. I like it. Antics, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to run down real fast and
All right. Bye-bye.
keep them entertained for a moment.
I'm going to stay here for a little bit longer. I'm actually going to switch. Some of my family is asking me to give them my Christmas list, and Christmas is so close to my birthday. So my birthday's in January, that they're also asking for birthday present list. I don't have either of those yet. I don't know what I want. I have everything I have everything I need. Everything I need, everything I want. Cashmere's sneaking over.
He does that. He loves doing that.
He's like a little snake.
We will not.
Okay, I'm just going to export this.
Emily Sigmund. 40 years for the guy that accidentally killed someone is insane. Throwing a stick should not result in death. He couldn't have known he would die. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too.
They're both addicts. The story's a little more complicated, but they were both addicts. It was technically a harpoon.
Oh.
And I don't think he meant to do it. But either way, it did lead to the guy's death. And they were in a fight. They were in a physical altercation. They were about to be. And he threw a stick at him.
Stick is different than harpoon.
He threw a harpoon at him. And it killed him. It stopped his heart. He had a weak heart to begin with. And the dude was a complete scumbag. Just a disgusting, awful person that I had multiple run-ins with. And he was just bad. He was just a bad person, the guy that died. All right, I'm going to run down. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't there, so. But the way that I read the story, it seemed like he didn't mean it, and it was probably harsher than it should have been, but who knows. All right, let me just save this video, and we'll cover either Anonymous next, or we'll cover Josh Duggar. All right, BRB. There's Cashmere.
11. Hi. I'm switching to his little area because I like his camera more. Although the lighting, you can't see my hair very well because it's blue. Where's the blue come from? Over here. You can't see the purple. Hang on. Let me gotta show it off. Did that work? I don't know. I gotta wait for because of the delay. Wait, let me see. Sorry guys, this is gonna take me a second. There it is. Yeah, okay. Alright, you can see how long the delay is by how long that took me. AFC, mine's November 3rd. Yeah, you told us, your mom was asking what you wanted Hanukkah December this year. Yeah, having birthdays close to, gifting holidays is actually crazy. My friend's birthday is December 18th. Not fun. Also, I have to get them presents for Christmas and their oh no. Oh god, what am I gonna do? My birthday present yesterday was a $100 Uber Eats card. I'm jealous of your birthday present. I would like a $100 Uber Eats card for my birthday. Actually, that's going on my list. I love food. I love ordering food. Food is so great. As we're on Black Friday, I get it. Jesus, Black Friday. I mean, you get discounts for your birthday. Your birthday, you are so amazing and important that you get discounts for your birthday. Because all the stores know it's your birthday and you have to get discounts. Hey SZ, good idea for gifts. Pick a new hobby you want to try and ask for gifts regarding it. I have a lot of hobbies that I want to try, but I just don't have a lot of time or like effort or energy to do them. I've wanted to do pottery since I was little. Time, effort, area, I don't really have a good area. Sewing, I considered getting like, or asking for a sewing machine. The sewing machine I want is so expensive. It's like $2,000. I can't get that, and I can't ask for it for my birthday. I could ask for like for Christmas and my birthday combined, like funds that add to that. But then those funds are probably just gonna go into my savings, which I'm using to buy a car when I get that. I have like $230 in my savings already going towards my car fund, so I'm excited for that. Mine is November 7th, so I always get birthday/Christmas gifts. Now we don't do gifts anyways. That sucks. I love doing gifts. Yeah, I've had a lot of birthday Christmas gifts. Again, my friends get birthday Christmas gifts. My stepmom was born on Thanksgiving, so her like birthday cake, for example, was a lot of pumpkin pie, Thanksgiving kind of stuff. Let's see. What kind of cake do you like for your birthday? That's such a good question. I don't know. I don't really like cake. I don't like a lot of sweet things. I prefer sour things a lot more than sweet. And like savory, I love savory stuff. My birthday doesn't always fall on Black Friday, although I was just born on Friday. Yeah, but listen. Your birthday was so important that the stores gave you discounts. They said, this child was born today, discounts. Discounts forever. Always gonna have a discount. Maybe not on that day, but discounts for the entire day. Day lands on Turkey Day every 5 to 7 years. Really close to being born on Thanksgiving too. Terrible. Yeah, like being born in like November, especially late November. My ex was also like born in late November, but his family didn't celebrate birthdays. It's just like a lot of pumpkin pie I'm noticing. Like, Jesus Christ. I love pumpkin pie though, so like it's fine. Let's see. There we go, I guess. Falcon is the Lord and Savior of capitalism. Exactly. But yeah, like, I don't know what I'm gonna get, or what I'm gonna ask for my birthday. I got message. What? Oh. Yeah, my friend is watching the stream, the one with the December birthday, and I just said I have no idea what I'm gonna get. They are a huge nerd. I'm gonna get One Piece manga books. They're listening to this. I really shouldn't say that. One Piece manga books, I think. Because I really, really, really like One Piece. They have watched every single episode of One Piece and read... He's back, by the way, and read all of the manga. You scared me. You're quiet.
Sorry.
I heard him sniffle, and I was like, hello? But yeah, I don't know what else I'm gonna get. Getting presents for people with birthdays and stuff so close to Christmas is terrible. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
He has to get me, like... Especially because he likes to get big, like, one big item for everything, so I get a lot of stuff. But also having a birthday that close to these holidays is terrible too, because my stuff isn't even spread out. I just get a ton of presents in one go, and it's not even fun. Don't spread my stuff out.
Don't spread it out. You want it all at once?
Yes, I want it all at once. Don't spread it like your birthday present's gonna be here in July.
I mean, I usually give your presents
On my birthday.
Yeah, I give you presents on your
Yeah.
birthday and Christmas. So
Yeah,
do you
don't
want a
start
present on your birthday and on Christmas, or do you want it all on Christmas?
No, birthday and Christmas. Don't, because
Okay.
I said having birthdays so close to Christmas is terrible because it's not even spread out throughout the year. You don't get like joy in every month. after every few months. Do not start spreading it out.
Okay.
Wait, let me hug you.
Okay. Love you.
Love you. Enjoy.
Will do. Okay, cool. Let's flip over. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm just... Wait. There it is. Don't forget, follow me on Patreon. You don't have to donate, but just follow me there. It'd mean a lot. And also, since you're here, I'm going to add some... of my products. If you get an alert for like some of my mugs or shirts or whatever, it would be really cool if you grabbed one. There we are. Just I just did the shopping thing connected. I have a really good mug that was just approved by YouTube. It wasn't approved previously, and they just decided to approve it, funny enough. It says, "We're fucked." Okay, cool. So we can cover... Hold on, let me pull it up. All right, we've got this anonymous thing that we can hit. We can also hit Josh Duggar. Hold on.
I'm not sure if you... Greetings, users.
Okay, here we go, yeah. A while back, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Anonymous basically like sent a message about how there was election tampering in the 2024 election where Donald Trump very possibly didn't actually win. It was because of all of the voter suppression and other things that they did that led to his victory. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at my timer here, and yeah, I was going to stop it, but I think I'm okay. I'll just let it keep going. You know what? Should I keep it going, or should I pause it? Decisions. I'll keep it going. Peters... 141, and then Anonymous 153. Okay. A while back, if you guys don't remember this, Anonymous did this video basically about how Donald Trump tampered with the election in 2024. I'm not really sure I fully buy it, but after they released this video that I covered at the time, it got like 3 million views, the video that I did on this. Information did start coming out about how Donald Trump was tampering with the election. Again, I'm not sure I fully buy that it was tampered with beyond what we already know, voter suppression and things like that. But Anonymous recently released another message that I wanted to listen to that I found kind of interesting. If you don't know Anonymous, by the way, it's a hacking group that's decentralized. And oftentimes they actually come up with some real results. Like a while back, Anonymous hacked into I think maybe the Justice Department, and got records of like flight logs of which undocumented immigrants were on the plane that went to El Salvador. I believe they hacked in and got that info and released it to the public. They got another message for us here.
This is a message to the United States, ICE, to its agents, to its directors, and to all who look away. The numbers speak clearly. Your spending on small arms ordnance, protective gear, and tactical equipment has risen by more than 600% within a single year. From under $10 million in early 2024 to over $71 million in 2025, your budget now rivals that of many national militaries. And
yeah, ICE's budget rivals national militaries. That should, alarm you. That should say something. And again, being decentralized, anybody can make messages like this, but anonymous comes with results. When they talk on a subject like this, they bring results.
Yet, you are not a military. You are a domestic agency operating among civilians. Every dollar poured into increasingly militarized equipment shifts your identity further from enforcement and closer to militarization. The world has taken notice. The American public has delivered its verdict. Only 39% approve of your work. The majority see what you have become, a force of fear rather than protection, a machine of control rather than service. You call it security. The United States citizens you serve disagree, while history calls your actions a warning. The world is watching.
It's not warning territory anymore. We are in it. We are in a dictatorship. We are in a world where a new Gestapo exists and is running around harassing people. We are in an authoritarian regime now. We're no longer seeing the red flags or the warning signs were there.
Not speak as your enemy. We speak as the collective conscience that rises when those in power overreach. Accountability is not rebellion. It is the foundation of liberty. No government, no agency, no officer is exempt from that truth. To the agents who serve within ICE, remember the oath you took. It was to protect the Constitution, not to deconstruct it. To the leadership, the eyes of the world are on your budgets, your contracts, and your choices.
And I promise you, if you have lists of employees, ICE, those lists will eventually see the light of day. Whether it's today, tomorrow, or 10 years from now, those lists will appear. We will find out who was involved, and they will pay the price through our judicial system. I always sit here thinking to myself, like, is there ever going to be justice for what has happened? The answer is absolutely yes. It will happen. The burning, fiery rage of 1,000 hot suns exists in all of us, and it will not be quelled. There's something else I want to mention about this. I'm trying to remember now. I'll leave it at that, I guess. Eric Swalwell, J.B. Pritzker, Gavin Newsom, lots of other left-leaning politicians or Democratic politicians have been talking about the price these people are going to pay. In my opinion, we will see a time when every one of these people, every one of these collaborators who are involved in what's happening right now are going to be fucked. They're going to spend they're going to spend the rest of their lives in prison. Elon Musk, Pam Bondi, everybody all the way up and down the chain is going to go to prison for the rest of their lives. And if that is not at the top of the agenda for whoever runs, I'm not voting for them. I want to see accountability. We must see accountability for our democratic system to survive.
And to the citizens, your constitutional right to question, to assemble, and to dissent is your shield. Use it lawfully. Use it boldly. Continue to demand transparency in every action taken in the name of enforcement. Power without accountability is corruption, and corruption cannot stand unchallenged. We are Legion. We do not forgive misuse of power. We do not forget to stand for those subjected to it. Until transparency, oversight, and humanity replace secrecy and escalation, we will not remain silent while domestic operations mirror military posture. Expect us.
It's absolutely fascinating. Like I said, every now and then, Anonymous busts something out like this, and they come with results when they do. This is the old one that I covered previously.
Twitter and is now extended to Snapchat. These platforms are struggling to maintain stability due to targeted and strategic actions against their systems. Know this. This is only the beginning. They may regain control temporarily, but their infrastructure will continue to falter over and over again. You may be asking, why is this happening? The answer is clear. Social media wields immense influence, not just in the United States, but across the globe. Elon Musk understood this power and exploited it, aligning himself with Donald Trump to manipulate the outcome of the 2024 presidential election. We have investigated, we have seen the evidence. The 2024 election was not free from interference. We can say with certainty that data was altered to secure a victory for Donald Trump. Key swing states, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Michigan, experienced database breaches within ballot counting systems.
Yeah, I have no doubt that Donald Trump would absolutely do whatever it was that he could do, whatever it took to accomplish his goal. And if that meant breaching databases and the whole 9 yards, whatever it was, I have no doubt he would do it. But I know how election systems work, so I'm a little bit more skeptical that that is how it was accomplished. I know for sure that there was massive voter suppression. People were kicked off of voter rolls. You know, you go to register to vote and you show up on voting day and suddenly your name just isn't on the list anymore. That happened to millions and millions of people, lots of people. There were a lot of examples of dirty tricks to suppress the vote. Literally, like, ballot drop boxes lit on fire. And now those ballots are just gone. You know why that matters? Because the fewer votes there are, the more likely it is to swing Republican. Because, A, Republicans will crawl over broken glass to vote for their guy. And they don't care what kind of a scumbag he is or what he's done or the dirty things that he's said or whatever. They don't care. They're voting R. They're not voting for Mitch McConnell. They couldn't possibly care less about whose name is next to that R. And a lot of these ballot drop box burnings that took place in 2024 were in cities, in more heavily populated areas. And those, like, almost entirely lean blue. So the Trump administration and you know, let me rephrase. So the Republicans absolutely fought dirty and did whatever tampering they could possibly do.
Do you believe this is coincidence? But the manipulation did not stop there. Musk weaponized Twitter's reach to spread misinformation, feeding the public artificial threats and fabricated narratives.
That's one of the real problems right there. A billionaire purchases Twitter and turns it into a disinformation machine.
Threats and fabricated narratives designed to influence voter decisions. This is why social media platforms now find themselves in turmoil. Twitter and its leadership directly interfered in democracy, not just in the presidential election, but in elections across the country. And yet, other platforms stood by in silence. Their inaction makes them complicit. They continue to suppress the truth. You
know, one of the biggest problems here, one of the biggest reasons why I believe this is all going to come crashing down is because there are some things that we accept as a society that are bad. Like, oh my God, that's disgusting. But it's not egregiously overstepping. Like, sending abortion back to the states by nullifying Roe v. Wade, that was bad, really bad, but was forgotten after a few months by people who could afford to forget it. Even a federal abortion ban would be forgotten over time. But the things that the Trump administration has done in the past 6 months they weren't in the Overton window of acceptable public discourse. It wasn't like if you had said 12 months ago, Donald Trump is going to have a Gestapo militarizing cities and will be moving Marines through the streets of U.S. cities. Nobody would have believed it. It would have been too crazy. It has gone too far for people to forget. And my evidence for that is the No Kings protests. The first one was 5 million people. The second No Kings protest, a few months later, was 7 million people, give or take. More, even. Sustaining numbers in a protest is so incredibly difficult to do. And we didn't just sustain numbers, we grew numbers from 5 to 7 million. That's crazy. That shows sustained political awareness. I do not believe that there is anything that's going to stop the consequences of these people's actions. Stephen Miller is pretty young. Pam Bondi is pretty young. Elon Musk, in the grand scheme of things, though he's like 50, is pretty young. They have another 30, 40 years to spend here. They have another 30, 40 years to spend here on this planet with us. And I would put money on the fact that these people are going to prison for the rest of their lives. I would put money on it. Tell me what you think in the comments. All right. That's anonymous. 207. Next one was Duggar, I think. Hang on, let me close some of these. Lindell. Slavery, Vaughn, Dilly Meme Team. Whoop. Did not mean to close that. Close, close, close. Lots of videos. All right, awesome. Let me see if I can pull up Josh Duggar. Anything on Duggar. What do I have on him?
Here is Josh Duggar.
Okay. And actually, let me just pull up the twit. I'm going to pull it up on a different screen this time. And let me see if I can find something on Josh Duggar real fast. Hold on. Not hear the appeal from Josh Duggar? That's interesting. Let's see. I'm just looking through. What's this?
And so why is that such an effective tool? Why do parents need to put this into their home?
Yeah, that's great. Great.
Oh, I've already seen that. Hold on. Wow, I just found a guy with no neck. He literally has no neck. Look at this dude. He has no neck. What's wrong with his neck? He has sans one neck. That is bizarre. I've never seen that before. Well, heckers. I was hoping to find some Josh Duggar videos, but I don't have any. Never mind. Okay, you guys remember... Wait. Let me pull up a picture of him. Yeah, you guys remember Josh Duggar, right? This is the dude, he's from that family, 22 Kids and Counting or whatever, the Duggars on TLC. And he went to prison for basically taking advantage of children, trying to say it in a monetizer-friendly way. Well, his sister just gave an interview. Amy Duggar King says she wondered all the time why she couldn't be alone with her grandfather before learning the dark truth. The whole family is full of people who take advantage of children. That's the dark truth. 40 years for the guy that accidentally killed someone is insane. Oh, okay. No, I hit that. Never mind. A dark family secret was kept from Amy Duggar King for many years. While speaking to people about her debut memoir, Holy Disruptor, out October 14th, the 19 Kids and Counting album the 19 Kids and Counting alum opens up about an unexpected family revelation that she learned after the death of her grandfather, Jimmy Lee Duggar. Maybe I should read that book. Sounds interesting. Amy, now 39, was not allowed to be alone with her grandfather at any point when she was growing up in Arkansas. I wondered all the time. I asked my mom, I asked my grandma, and they obviously were going to protect the answer. They didn't want me to know that information growing up, she says. Wow, so the family doesn't just have a history of taking advantage of children, but they have a history of protecting people who do. Absolutely wild. I don't know if you guys remember the Duggar case, but Josh Duggar... Let me just get some info on it to be sure. Duggar's... Josh Duggar, I believe... All right. So in 2015, Josh Duggar, there was a scandal where it was revealed that as a teenager, 14 or 15, he took advantage of 5 underage girls, including some of his sisters. It came to light publicly in 2015, but his parents had known about it when it occurred around 2002, 2003. He was never prosecuted for those cases because the statute of limitations had expired. His parents had handled it privately through their church. And when it was eventually reported to authorities, the investigation was inadequate. In 2021, I believe he was finally charged. In 2019, Homeland Security agents traced downloads. Wait, I'm just checking here. In 2019, Homeland Security agents traced downloads of CSAM, some really vile, disturbing shit. I mean, imagine the most disgusting, evil, vile CP that you can imagine. That is what he downloaded and watched. Seriously, it was... You know, I was telling Alpha Force Zero earlier, because I'm trying to explain, because we're about to talk about it tonight. I wanted to catch her up. And I didn't even want to, like, say it. It was so horrifying. I don't feel I can say what he was watching on air because it was so horrifying. Just disgusting. Anyway, so they trace it down, the download of this stuff, to an IP address at a car dealership that he owned in Arkansas. They executed a search warrant and found it on his computer at work. Fascinatingly, his wife knew that he had a problem with this, so she had Covenant Eyes installed on his computer, which is like a program that basically randomly screenshots your computer screen and sends the screenshots to your accountability partner or whatever. And if something suspicious is happening, then it will just start like a live stream of your screen so that your significant other can see what's happening in that moment. Anyway, he had Covenant Eyes installed on his work computer, and he dual booted. He installed Linux on a second partition on the hard drive of the system. So Covenant Eyes is running on top of Windows, and he's just doing his normal stuff, and then he dual boots into Linux to download this really vile, disgusting, evil fucking CP. And it's so vile and evil that every copy of this video is tracked by the FBI. And they tracked him down. In December 2021, he was convicted on both counts, receiving and possessing CSA material. The material included some of the most serious categories of abuse. Yeah. It doesn't get worse. It does not get worse. Seriously, you don't want to go in search of this story any deeper than I'm giving you. Anyway, this was what happened at the time.
Here is Josh Duggar's latest mugshot as he was booked into the Washington County Jail earlier today.
smiling for a mugshot. That's a decision.
And here is a surveillance video from inside the jail as he was booked. Duggar could face up to 20 years in federal prison, and his sentencing will not be for another 4 months. Duggar's attorney, Justin Gelfand, had a very short statement as he left the courthouse.
We very much appreciate the jury's lengthy deliberations. We respect the jury's verdict, and we look forward to continuing this fight on appeal. We have no more comment at this time.
This is the family. I think that's his wife.
And take a look at this video of Duggar's wife, Anna, Jim Bob, and other family members walking out of the courthouse today. No one said anything. They just walked to an SUV and drove away.
Now, the defense says throughout this entire case that the prosecution was just looking to get a celebrity down for this kind of crime.
Really? Yeah, they're just looking to get a celebrity down for this kind of crime. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I am. I'm looking to get a celebrity for this kind of crime. In fact, I'm looking to get anybody for this kind of crime if they commit it. Obviously. We should all be trying to get people for this if they're doing it, right? Bro, I'm sorry, man. Like, I put family above all else, period. You should do everything you can to maintain contact. That means a lot to me after leaving Jehovah's Witnesses and losing everybody and everything. But this one, man, I'm sorry. I can't even believe Jim Bob was there. I can't even believe the family was there. Anna, his wife. That's too much, dude. They know what he did. That is too fucking much.
Starstruck, rather. And the prosecution had a direct response for that statement.
First and foremost shows that no person is above the law, regardless of their status in society, regardless of their wealth, regardless of their fame. This case shows that no person is above the law.
Now, in the courtroom today, there was response from the family. Anna Duggar, his wife, did knee buckle a little bit, was teared up, and was devastated by this. The family was silent for the rest of the time and left the courtroom quietly.
Prosecutors in this case say more than 7%. The case is sentenced in the year 2020 in the Western District of Arkansas for child pornography and sexual abuse cases.
Absolutely disgusting and vile and evil, and holy Christ on a cracker, bro, seriously. And the icing on the cake, the peak irony about this situation is this robocall here that Michelle Duggar, his mom, produced. It was I think it was an Arkansas political thing. They were trying to get some proposition passed or something, if I remember correctly.
Hello, this is Michelle Duggar. I'm calling to inform you of some shocking news that will affect the safety of Northwest Arkansas women and children. The Fayetteville City Council is voting on an ordinance this Tuesday night that would allow men, yes, I said men, to use women's and girls' restrooms, locker rooms, showers, sleeping areas, and other areas that are designated for females only.
The apple bag on somebody who literally covered up the crimes of somebody who had taken advantage of at least 5 children. She covered it up and protected him from prosecution his entire life for decades. The irony of somebody saying that after protecting her son like that. Oh my God, dude. The fact is, trans people aren't the problem, okay? They're just out here living their fucking life. They're just doing their thing. And she is picking out somebody to hurt because she wants to. It's disgusting. The only solace I take in this case is that their reputations are completely destroyed and that it's getting out that we now know that the entire family was like this. They were all disgusting scumbags, according to Amy Duggar. I honestly did not know why until my mom and I spoke after he passed away, she shares, but I obviously assumed. I always had assumptions as to why, but it was never spoken about. It was a little difficult, but I'm one of those people that when I was little, I asked questions, sure. But if something was told to me, I just believed it. Yeah, I think we all knew that. I was very naive, and I'm a kid, so I was like, okay, she continues. I knew Grandpa couldn't go to the trampoline with me. I knew Grandpa couldn't sit and watch a movie with me. I knew Grandpa couldn't be in a car with me. I knew Grandpa couldn't take me to school. There was so many things, and I just knew that that's how it was. As a protective measure, her now deceased grandmother would ensure Amy's childhood bedroom door was locked each night. Every single night, Amy says. My mom would check on me as well. It was like this protective tent over me, if you will. It was not going to let a bug in. In knowing the truth now, Amy says that it changes so much. Seriously, like, what the fuck is wrong with this family? How much you want to bet this dude was never prosecuted? How much you want to bet he never faced a day of accountability in his entire life? He went from a boy to death, cradle to grave, with no accountability. My mom and I sat there and cried, and I just held her, and she held me, she recalls. It was like this insane bonding moment that we've been needing for our entire life, that we finally were allowed to just be really vulnerable with each other and share, and thank God. I mean, I can't help but notice that this family is like very, very devout religious believers, and God doesn't see fit to protect them from each other. He's not protecting them. He's not protecting the children from predators. And to be perfectly honest with you, MAGA now has this stench on them that they cannot rub off. It will be there with them forever. They take advantage of children to a weird degree. Why are so many Trump pastors going to jail right now for taking advantage of children? John Paul Sheptock just went to jail recently for taking advantage of children. Robert Morris, a Trump pastor, knows the guy, has pictures next to him on his spiritual advisory board, if I remember correctly. Just was sentenced to jail time for taking advantage of young girls. What the hell is going on? Zach Radcliffe performed at CPAC, a singer and leader of a church, and used church funds to bribe and coerce young girls and boys, I believe, in his church to do disgusting, evil things. The Republican Party, more specifically MAGA, has this stench on them, and they will not be able to get it off. Ever. It is the Epstein Party. I mean, looking back, oh my gosh, I could have been a victim too. It's crazy to think it was so close to me in so many ways. Yeah, didn't have to be. They could have sent the dude to jail for committing these crimes that they absolutely knew that he committed, or they wouldn't have been so careful. Other revelations in Amy's book include stories about her cousin Josh Duggar, who's currently serving a nearly 13-year sentence for receiving and possessing CP, charges of which he's denied and is attempting to overturn. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, you just possess that stuff. That's just what it is. You know his claim? You know what he claims? He downloads the stuff. The FBI or whoever it is traces it to his computer, his IP address. They show up, walk to the car dealership. They're walking up. He sees them and says, "Was somebody downloading CP here?" That's what he said. Now, I gotta ask, what do you feel like? Why did that cross his mind? Why was that the thing that came to his mind first? And now he's claiming the FBI planted the stuff there. They planted it there. He never had it. They were just trying to get one over on him, you see. fucking disturbing, dude. Although Amy didn't get to confront her grandfather about his alleged misconduct, she did speak to Josh about his wrongdoing against his sisters. We will read a little bit of that in a minute. It's a pretty recent article. Amy notes that after she asked Josh why he didn't hurt her, she said he knew better than to do so. Afterwards, she says Josh expressed the creepiest smile. Oh my God, dude. In that moment, I just looked at him and I was just like, I don't know you at all. Sharing these experiences and more in her book was no easy feat for Amy, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's the rest of the book at. Let's just kind of skim this article about her kind of approaching Josh about this, confronting Josh. This is October 1st, 2025. Amy Duggar King is opening up about a moment with her cousin Josh Duggar that she hasn't shared before. Josh, 37, is currently 3 years into his nearly 13-year prison sentence for receiving and possessing CP. He also came under fire in 2015 after reports surfaced that he took advantage of 5 female victims, 4 of whom included his then underage sisters from 2002 to 2003. Josh admitted to taking advantage of them, but was never charged. I'm trying to put this in a monetizer-friendly way, but I feel like it kind of diminishes the impact of what he did. At the time the news was made public about taking advantage of his sisters, Josh's cousin, Amy, 39, reveals in her new memoir titled Holy Disruptor that she confronted him. Right, that's what we just read about. Amy recalls after she speaks to Josh why he didn't hurt her. She said he knew better. She said he knew better than to attempt such an action with her. It was the creepiest smile. Amy grew up very closely with Josh and his siblings and says the revelation of his misconduct, of his misconduct, as well as his various other scandals that would soon come to light, were gut-wrenching for the mother of one. It's that realization that all the times he's texted and laughed, and we've sent memes to each other, and he called, and we had double dates, and all the things. I'm like, I don't know you at all, she says. It's very sad and terrifying, but I was going over there with a mission. I wasn't getting any answers, and I'm not one of these to back down. As part of her writing process, Amy contacted the 5th victim, so anything she wrote wouldn't blindside her. I was like, I just want to honor your story, and I want people to know that I respect you, Amy explains. I even told her, if you don't want me to write about anything in the book, or put you even in there as a 5th victim, I'm okay with that too. Given where Josh has ended up today, Amy, who's been very outspoken against his actions, now says, I have a tiny bit of grace for Josh. Really? Tiny bit of grace. I'm sorry, I don't. I have no grace for this guy. I mean, I'm trying to imagine a circumstance in which I could possibly have literally any grace for this. There is no situation. He was an evil human being, is an evil human being who I'm just about positive is going to run for office when he gets out in 10 years. I mean, seriously, the shit that he was looking at will chill you to your core. It's a famously evil fucking video and a snuff film, believe it or not. Seriously, disgusting, evil shit. A tiny, tiny, very small, very minute amount, just because I know that if you have a problem with something and you go and ask your parents and say, hey, I've got this issue, I need to talk to someone about it, she continues, and you're trying to reach out to get help, you're trying to change, you're trying to figure out where it is, you're trying to figure out where is that coming from and all that, and then it kind of gets pushed aside or not really dealt with, but more of the like, hey, okay, we're going to send you here and just get you out of the house, and they'll talk to you there as you build houses or whatever. That's not true help, right? Because I believe that after it was discovered in 2003 that he did all of this stuff, they told a pastor at their church, if I'm not mistaken, and that pastor basically also had a problem with it, or maybe it was a police officer that they told, a family friend that they told, and that guy had a record of this exact thing. And he said, basically, you got to pull it together and not do this. And they sent him to a little camp where he spent his day building houses, and it was away from, like, it was basically a gay conversion camp or whatever. Obviously not helpful in any way, shape, or form. That's not true therapy, she says. Amy opens up about her past confrontation with Josh, as well as her own untold story in her upcoming book. I already read that part. Writing this book's the most difficult thing I've ever had to do, she continues. I pushed myself to the limits. I cried all the time writing it, but I just wanted to be brave and tell the truth. Anyway, that's the story. That's just wild to me, dude. I'm sorry. The things that Josh Duggar did are absolutely unforgivable. Like, I always try to put myself in other people's shoes and other situations and think to myself, like, you know, MAGA are destroying the world, but they believe they're doing it for good reasons. Some of them, right? Like, they think that there's this conspiracy to destroy everything, and if they just, blah, 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 you know, all the other nonsense. I try to connect with people. I cannot connect with this. I cannot connect with Josh Duggar. All of the shit that he did is beyond forgiveness. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit if you're a believer in Jesus or whatever. There's nothing forgivable about this dude or anything that he did. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. I'm glad he's spending 13 years. In my personal opinion, not long enough. And if you read enough about the case and about the type of shit that he was looking at, you will agree with me that it's not long enough. Tell me your thoughts. All right, so that's 208 to 232. Perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's done. Also wanted to cover I can go on my main channel. I'm just trying to think about some of the other things I wanted to cover, because there were a few others. We could cover the Nazi Halloween costume, I suppose. Nazi uniform. Yeah. All right, let's talk about this real fast. So that's 233. All right, awesome. This dude, I believe his name is... What was his name? This dude, his name is... All right, sorry. Let me pull this over. Start over. This dude's name is Kenneth Leland Morgan, I believe. And he decided to show up... Well, let me frame it the way that he framed it. He decided to show up to a Halloween party dressed as an SS officer from Germany in the 30s. Now here's the reality. He decided to show up to a bar in an SS uniform, in a Nazi uniform, where, if you notice, nobody else is dressed up. Okay, this is not a Halloween party. And he gets arrested, believe it or not, because for battery. So I want to, like, kind of talk about what happened. Just watch this video real fast.
Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out!
Don't touch him! Don't.
So he shows up to this bar randomly in an SS uniform. Disgusting. Nazi armband and all. The swastika armband on.
Fuck out!
Don't touch him.
See, look. You can see the the swastika armband clear as day. This isn't a Halloween costume. This is a professionally designed SS uniform. A flawless SS uniform, armband and all. Disgusting, dude.
Don't touch him.
Okay, look, there are a couple other people kind of dressed up, I suppose. Look, this one's dressed up as a clown, I guess, with a little party hat. There's another girl with cat ears hair. And there's another girl with cat ears here. So I suppose that there are a couple dressed up. But to dress up in a full SS uniform like this, dude. Explorer Infinity says, this is an expensive uniform. It is. This is not something that you just buy for Halloween. It's not a Halloween decoration. They certainly don't sell them as Halloween decorations or costumes or whatever. Why would they? Nobody would ever buy that. Nobody should buy that. This is not a joking matter.
Fuck you! What the fuck?
You just pointed out his armband, I think.
He's in my. Yo, are you in my accounting class? Yeah!
Okay, the most wholesome moment in this entire clip. Two accounting class dudes found each other.
What up, bro? What's good, bro? How are you? Look at this guy.
Come on, get out of the way. I want to see the Nazi in the background.
This is terrible.
What the fuck is your problem? I don't know what you want.
Is this serious?
Oh my god!
No, I have no idea. We're seeing you on the second. No.
So he starts fighting, and he actually got arrested after this for battery, I believe. It's actually hard to find info on this case and what happened. I went to New York Post, which is not trustworthy at all. It's like as biased as it gets. Disgusting news, quote-unquote, website, commentary website, but it's the best we got right now. Bozo clad in full Nazi uniform breaks woman's nose outside Georgia College bar and gets busted. A bozo dressed as a Nazi was arrested Friday after he allegedly smashed a glass beer pitcher in a woman's face and broke her nose outside of a Georgia bar. Oh my God. Kenneth Leland Morgan allegedly... Just give me another minute. Kenneth Leland Morgan allegedly tried to enter Cutter's Pub late Thursday, dressed as a Nazi Gestapo officer, when he was confronted and prevented from entering by multiple outraged patrons, cops confirmed. That's crazy. I wrote a book about World War II. It's called Was Hitler an Atheist? Check it out on Amazon and Audible. And I actually did some research to try to understand like the SS, the Gestapo, and all of that. There were a number of different groups that existed in Germany. There was the SS. All right, actually, let me start over. There was the brown shirts. That was kind of like the Proud Boys. They wore little brown uniforms, and they were kind of like Hitler's street thugs, went around harassing and attacking people and things. And when Hitler gained power, the SS, the Schutzstaffel is what it was called, split off as a division from the brown shirts. And they wore black uniforms like this. And it was his group of bodyguards originally. And it eventually evolved into basically like civil police. They were like the police force. Everybody up and down the police chain was SS. All of the camp doctors and all of the investigators and everybody, they were all SS. They also had an SS military division, but the main military division was the Wehrmacht, which was the actual German military, but it was very small. And the brown shirts eventually became the SA, and that was the actual military, because they were barred from having military over 100,000 men because of the Treaty of Versailles after World War I. So they built a paramilitary group, the brown shirts, and it turned into the SA. Anyway, that's kind of the structure. So the SS are the people who ran the concentration camps, who acted as police, asking for people's papers. The Gestapo stood for Geheime Staatspolizei, and that means secret state police, basically. They would go around and harass people and arrest people and ask for papers and, you know, all of that stuff. So he's wearing a uniform of an SS officer or a Gestapo officer. Get the F out, get the F out. You don't effing wear that shit, a woman yelled at Morgan as she pushed him away from the bar's entrance. A video taken at the scene shows. Morgan, 33, can allegedly be seen grinning and placing his hands on the woman as bystanders yelled at him to get his hands off her. You don't go into public wearing something like this unless you have malicious intent, unless you're ready for a fight. The woman succeeded in pushing the Nazi cosplayer onto the sidewalk in front of the bar, where he was confronted by a crowd of people, some who were dressed in Halloween costumes. At the end of the video, Morgan allegedly smashes a beer pitcher into one woman's face, causing her to double over in pain. The woman, Grace Lang, suffered a broken nose, red and black reported. Hold on, let me click this, see what this. This is on, hold on. This is on Red and Black. His blatant attempt to instill fear and create outrage in the community was what sparked the issue, Lang said. I grabbed the armband, not him, to remove a hate symbol. The bar we were at doesn't even have glass pitchers, and I have no clue where he brought it from. I didn't see it in his hand, but he was clearly ready to use it against anyone. Lang said the assault left her with a broken nose and several other injuries. My nose was broken by the pitcher, and I had to get 4 stitches on my bridge when I went to the emergency room, and it's difficult to breathe through it right now, Lang said. I have a large welt on my left cheek. My left eye is black and swollen shut, and my neck and head have ached since. Lang said the man was arrested while she was still outside the bar, waiting for emergency medical services to arrive. He ran, but was apprehended shortly after, still wearing the full outfit, but lost his hat, Lang said. And here's the mugshot. Hang on. Here you go. This is a mugshot. Athens man dressed as Nazi assaults woman at downtown Athens bar. This is him. Where was it? Where did this happen? I'm trying to figure out. They say Athens. Athens what? Athens, Ohio? Athens, Greece? Oh, Athens, Georgia. Okay. Interesting. Athens, Georgia. Damn. I'm almost done. I'm just finishing this story real fast. Okay. Where did it go? Here it is. Actually, let me just jump back to this. Here we go. This is on flagpole.com about his arrest. A man, hang on. Dude, the scroll on this website is awful. Atlanta News First identified the man as Kenneth Leland Morgan. According to Athens Clark County Jail records, Morgan, an Appleby Drive resident, born in 1992, was booked on charges of simple battery and aggravated assault at 2:56 a.m. Friday. Classic City News reported that Morgan was dressed as a member of the Gestapo, the Nazi secret police. As of Saturday afternoon, he remained in jail without bond. Flagpole has requested an arrest report, but it has not been approved for release, according to the ACC Police Department. Wow, that's absolutely nuts, dude. Yeah, the Gestapo was seemingly everywhere. It seemed like they were all over the place and they knew everything. And the reason it seemed like that is because of their denouncement program. You could report somebody to the police for saying something that, you know, the party wouldn't have liked. I don't like the Nazi party. Well, now you're denounced. And nothing would necessarily come of it. They would come around, they would investigate, they'd talk to your friends and family to intimidate them and make them feel concerned and scared like something was going to happen. And they'd go back to their little, you know, warehouse and write a little record of what they did and what you said, and they'd put it in a filing cabinet. And when draft time came up, if you had a record of denouncements, you'd find yourself on the front line. If you had an exemplary record of working with the Nazi party and were supportive of it, you might find yourself in a hospital somewhere, in Germany mainland and, in the main area outside of the fighting. You would find your life is just a lot easier if you didn't have any denouncements on your record, whether they're legitimate or not. Anyway, absolutely disgusting. I cannot believe that somebody had the balls to do something like that. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. All right, I'm going to take a second here. 2:33 to 2:45. All right. You going to keep them entertained for a second? Hold on. Just a second. Oh, you have to do your work when I finish your work, or when I go down. I know, but you didn't do it, and we need it done.
I'm tired. Hi guys, how are things? How are things going with you guys? I was in the middle of watching a TV show and my dad called me out here, and he called me out earlier than he needed to. Well, actually he said, gonna take a break in a minute. And I was like, oh, that means a minute. It's gonna be right now. It wasn't. It was not, in fact, right now. Sorry, I'm like reading what's up with you guys. How are you guys doing? How are things? I just got ready for bed, so I just like cleaned my piercing, brushed my hair, brushed my bangs to be straight and wait this way. Brushed my bangs to be straight and also like split. Can you guys see that well? So now they're split dyed. And like actually split. In 2021, my stepmother told me, don't get split dye hair. I will not approve that because it is a pain to take care of. And I said, no, I really want it. And I didn't get it. And now all I have is the bangs. And here we are. It is a pain to take care of. AFC, you and your dad should go to a hotel for the night. Yeah, I agree. But here we are. Oh well. I don't think he cares. He cares, but I don't think he cares enough to like go all the way to a hotel. Where's Owen? He's downstairs doing something. I don't know what. Talking to my stepmom probably. I have to do all of my chores after this, which take like 30 minutes minimum. But I'm gonna watch TV while I do that, so I don't really care. I'm gonna call my friend and watch TV. Look out your window, I'm there. Yeah, I see you. You're right up there. The window right here is on the second floor, so for added dramatic effect, I'm gonna assume you don't have a ladder. You're just chilling, floating in front of my window. Oh, the times I imagine if we had the tech back in the 80s, my dad would shout, hey, cover me on camera, I gotta run to take a bad word. Yeah, I think he's trying to be family friendly. I have no idea what he's doing. But I assume he's being friendly and not saying that he's using the bathroom or whatever. I used to have bleached blonde and dyed black hair. It was difficult to maintain. I would really like to have blonde hair. I really wanted blonde hair growing up, guys. I'm gonna be so honest. I really, 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 really wanted blonde hair. Nope. I heard something about moving downstairs. Is there another apartment downstairs? Is there another? No, it's no, it's just this. He was like going downstairs. We have up here, so first floor, second floor, which is where I assume we're talking about like moving our stuff because I don't know what we're referencing here. Second floor. And then we're going to move all of this down to the first floor where the living room currently is because I want more room. Since I have like no room in my bedroom right now, I like literally cannot move anything at all. My bed is in one place and has to stay there, for example. It does not fit in any other position, any other whatever. So we're planning on moving my bedroom over here. We're going to have that one over there as like a guest bedroom or something. And then all of this stuff is going to go downstairs. Are you too old for trick-or-treating? Yes, but I don't care. I have been too old for trick-or-treating, but I still dress up with my best friend, and we still go around her apartment. Hang on, give me a sec. I refuse to dye my hair because I don't want to take warm showers. That needs to be scalding. Yeah, see, my thing is, I also have to have scalding showers. Like, I got into the shower the other day, and the second I got in, there was actual steam just everywhere, and I love it. So, my compromise to that is I tie my hair up and I clip my bangs back, and then I take my shower, And then when I need to wash my hair, I just unclip my bangs and I take the hair tie down and I turn it to be cold and I just like lean my head over and I wash my hair like that cuz I refuse to whatever. I don't remember the last time I was trick-or-treating, but I'm guessing it's probably 13 or 14. Yeah, usually 13 is like when the people in my family had stopped trick-or-treating, they'd help my grandma hand out candy. But I was in New York. I really don't care. Like, the people are going to give me candy. And if they don't give me candy, I'm going to go to a different house and they'll give me candy. I am there purely for fun with my best friend and candy. Like, obviously. So, I don't really care if they tell me I'm too old.
All right, I love you. You're going to do your work? Yeah. All right, you want to shut that mostly? Awesome. All right. Okay, I'm back. Good night. Yep, I got it. Hello, Miki. Miki's back there. I shut the green screen on her. She's going to come around the corner any second. Like that satire video? Which satire video is that? Okay, guy in uniform getting kicked out of a bar by a clown and a girl in cat ears. He's amusing. Yes, I agree. Absolutely. Josh went from 19 kids and counting to 12 years and counting. Yep, 13 years and counting. And he's in federal prison, the federal system, which means he doesn't get out on good behavior. You have to serve at least 80% of your time. In other jurisdictions, I think you can serve 40 to 60% of your time, depending on which state it's in. But he has no choice. He has to spend basically the entire time there. So that's good news. Also, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to... Ooh, hang on. 1 second here. Whoop, did not mean to do that. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, I'm confused. Hang on, let me try something real fast. See if this works. Okay, 1-804-336-2926. Why is my audio not working? That's weird. Testing? Why? I don't understand. Hold on. No. Like, what? Oh. There we go. Got it.
You are connected as the host. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
Okay, if you guys want to call in, we can talk for a minute. Doesn't have to be Trump supporters. Doesn't have to be anybody. You can just call in if you want. And I will take calls. I think it's working. But yeah, number is 804-336-2926. I'll paste it in the chat. Call in and talk. 804-336-2926. There we go. Replace pinned comment. Perfect. 804-336-2926. If you want to call in and talk for a minute about whatever, feel free. We may or may not get calls. I'm not sure, but you can if you would like to. Just checking through the chat. Okay, I think we're caught up on everything. Now, let me just hit one more story. We hit the Nazi uniform. Shane Vaughn, slavery. All right, let's hit the slavery thing. Oh, hey, I got a call. All right, let's bring him in. You are on the line. Who am I talking to?
Hey, no way.
You are.
My name is Nick.
How's it going?
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I didn't
Yeah.
think it would work that fast. I thought I'd be on there for a second. But no, I've been following you guys for a couple months now. I like your stuff. And
I appreciate that.
I'm obviously watching your live.
Right? So you're hearing
But
yourself talk.
Pause now because it's paused now because I started a phone call.
Okay.
So,
So what's on your mind?
No,
What have
my
you
name
been
is Nick.
thinking about?
I'm Nick from North Carolina. Pretty much, I'm just not just another. I don't like saying it like that. But no, I'm another leftist who's hating all the stuff that's going on. And
Okay, cool. What do you think
I
about
wondered if it would work.
what do you think about the guy in the Nazi uniform?
Oh, all right. So if it happened some odd years ago, I would have been like, no, let the dude, do his shitty cosplay.
Right.
But with what's going on,
You
with
think?
what it like, yeah, the visceral, you're stupid. He's like, even if he's just a troll, and again, that suit was very friggin' like that's movie. You know what I mean? Like you see that
Very
in
high
Indiana
quality.
Jones.
Very high quality
Yeah.
for sure.
Like, if it was a crappy brown, what do you call it, costume from like Spirit Halloween or something. But nah, man, he had like the legs were like the pants, they had that weird friggin' bubble. Like, yeah, man, nah.
It was a
that's
flawless
wild.
outfit for sure. I can't.
It was wild.
I'm confused about where he even got this outfit. Like, who
No,
would have
well,
produced
I'm not.
this?
I mean,
for him?
again, there's cosplay. Like, again, like somebody, even who makes stuff. I'm not even gonna say whoever made it was a douche. But easily the guy who wears it when he's not going to the college town with all the college kids, and he wears it to a college bar. He was looking for this visceral action, and I don't think he expected to get himself arrested.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think he expected any of that.
Like the
But,
woman said, that he hit over the head with a pitcher. Like, I guess the place didn't even have pitchers,
again,
like glass pitchers.
Don't get me wrong; these people were technically, in a way, assaulting him.
Right.
But he was not in danger of his life. Like hitting that woman over the head is just,
Right. That was
nah,
crazy.
like,
That was absolutely
no.
nuts. What a nutty story.
Actually, I'm a little pissed off at the dudes, at every man there. I'm a little annoyed with them.
Why is
like,
that?
It was only the women. It was only the women that were really like
getting up in his business.
Like, getting in his women again. Then again, it actually doesn't really surprise me. Kind of.
Yeah.
But no, like the fact that the women were in his face. A woman was the one that tried to rip off the Nazi band. Again, that's technically assault.
I'm surprised
but
she
that's
didn't
not-
get charged, right? Because that's actually assault.
Based on the Gestapo we got walking around, I am a little surprised. Nobody got hurt with it. Nobody got hurt in any of the. And again, I don't want anything to happen to them. I would say don't hit next. Don't assault.
Yeah.
If I'm air quoting.
Right.
I just think it's. Again, it's weird because I'm almost 40. I just remember when Nazis were a joke.
Right.
Like a guy who wore that to a college bar, people would have laughed at. Like it would have been more than likely it would have been a joke. Like it would have been. I'm a troll, sure, but I'm not necessarily I'm not a Nazi, and there's not Nazis walking around. I'm sorry if I'm saying that word too much.
No, it's
'cause I
okay.
know
You're
do
good.
it. But like, yeah. So I just remember a time where that would have been, in a way, acceptable and
because
funny,
it was so
and it
ridiculous.
would have been the trolling comedian type thing.
Yeah.
Nah, man, he just, I don't know. Like, that was bad. That was bad.
That was
and
bad.
He does. And then what he did on top, because no, again, him wearing that costume or even if he got into the club or whatever, like he wouldn't deserve to get in trouble for any of that.
Right.
The moment he did that picture, the moment he hit that girl,
That's crazy.
when he should be in trouble.
Absolutely.
That's wild.
I know.
Like, come on, man. Leave.
And
everyone was just telling him to leave.
And I was just looking at the video again. Just looking at the video, it looks like
pushing him away.
It looks like he has this picture from the start of the video, and it looks like a stein, like a beer stein or something,
yeah,
not a picture.
So I've seen a couple clips of it, and I've seen a couple different angles now, but
absolutely
either
wild.
way, that girl. So she ended up going. She ended up he got his armband ripped off. She went to I think she went to the ER and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So whole different. There was no everybody, and again, everybody was pushing him away. Nobody was like, let's bring you in so we can beat you as a group or anything like that.
And I can appreciate that he wasn't very popular.
Can't say I was scared. No, I was standing there taking the abuse, hoping, and then
right.
he wilded out. So there's no self-defense.
Absolutely
to
wild.
me in my head.
Yeah. Well, anything else you wanted to hit before I move on?
No, I just am very glad I got to talk to you. I'm a huge fan. I watch you every day, just about.
Awesome, I appreciate that.
I hope you have a nice night, and tell Alpha 40 she's awesome too. And I don't know what you call your wife. I've seen her once or twice.
Victoria.
Awesome
Just call her Victoria.
Victoria. Well,
yeah.
She's awesome too.
Okay.
I hope you guys do well, and thank you for answering my call.
All right, awesome. Thanks.
Have a good one, man.
Yeah, this Nazi thing was absolutely nuts. It seems like I don't know where that picture came from, that stein, that beer stein, but every video that I've seen so far is the exact, he has it from the start. So is he planning on using it as a weapon? Is that what it was? He wanted to have an unobtrusive, unobvious weapon with him? I would bet that's probably what it was. Again, I don't think the dude should have gone to jail for for just wearing the uniform alone. Obviously, he committed battery, so he should have gone for that. But just wearing the uniform alone, he shouldn't have. But he should be completely ostracized from polite society for this kind of thing. And there was a time when Nazis were considered a joke. They were considered a joke right along with the KKK. They became the butt of jokes. And it feels like we've moved to a different era in the United States. But people are not accepting this. They are not accepting this. So that's something. That's a plus. I think that we can look at that positively. Hang on. Got another call. Hey, you're on the air. What's your name and where are you from?
Hey, Owen, it's Miracle.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hey, just going. Just, taking it a day at a time.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely have to agree that, it's almost like there's a collective collapse of intelligence when people are still doing that. Yeah. I mean, unless you're passing out stuff sitting there saying, this is a representation of, MAGA kind of thing, that I can see. But, I mean, what he did, no, that definitely exceeds the bounds of good taste.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, I feel like there's really very, very little difference between MAGA and the Nazi ideology at this point. So I personally view the MAGA hat the same as this. But I guess this is overstepping a line for society a little bit too far. I'm surprised he got the reaction that he did, honestly.
To be honest, I'm surprised you didn't get the absolute crap beat out of him.
Right. Well, I guess that, they tried, I suppose. But he ran, apparently, so.
So,
anyway.
yeah, it's just one of those crazy things. Also, I just want to say, it's great to finally talk to you voice to voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's, I don't know what else to say. It's just getting crazy out there.
It is. It's getting disturbing.
No.
I don't know. I feel like our culture is just kind of crumbling right now, but I feel like they've overstepped to such a degree in our culture that there is no coming back for the Republican Party. I really think that they are going to lose pretty much every election from here on. Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. Do you think that we're going to see a blue wave, or?
I don't know.
In 2026?
I'm hoping. I mean, I'm definitely going to vote. I have since I've been able to vote, and I'm 56 now. I have never missed a vote. Never.
Wow.
I don't look at voting necessarily as being a right. I look at it more as being a duty.
Yeah.
And in that, to ensure we do truly get the best people. Now, every now and again, I'll listen to a little bit of who's that one guy, Parker.
Yeah.
And I honestly, half the time, I don't know if the people who he's talking to are, if they're trolls or if they truly are that messed up in the head to actually believe what they believe and say what they say.
Talking about Parker get a job on TikTok and YouTube, right? Debates MAGA, yeah. I've seen a lot of his stuff too. He's really interesting. And
he is.
It seems like a lot of those people, I think a lot of them are real. I think some of them certainly are trolls, but listening to them go in circles like that is absolutely wild. Just circle the drain intellectually and refuse to see the obviousness in front of them. But it is interesting to kind of get an idea for what's really bothering MAGA the most at any given moment in time. And right now it seems to be they're convinced that Democrats are giving illegal aliens, quote unquote, health care.
They keep going back to that off-time, what's the word I'm looking for? Not disputed, but I'm sorry. I'm just, my brain just sort of froze up.
I understand.
For a moment.
I understand.
But,
yeah, it's interesting to see how these people kind of refuse to see what's right in front of them. But I guess maybe the reason these people are so convinced at this moment that undocumented immigrants are being given health care falsely is because, if I had to guess, because of all of the propaganda the Trump administration's pushing out right now about the government shutdown and claiming that the Democrats are to blame because they want undocumented immigrants to have health care and everything, which is not what's happening. Like, that's not the argument that's taking place,
Debunked. That's the word actually I was looking for, was debunked. Yes, multiple times.
Yeah.
But yet, I don't know what it is with, these MAGA people that no matter what, no matter how much proof you put in front of them, you could give them a mountain of proof by the greatest experts out there, and they're still going to say, oh, I know better than that.
Yeah.
Dunning-Kruger, anybody?
Absolutely. And I hear a lot of people call in on his show who talk about how they hired undocumented immigrants and they know that all this stuff is happening. And it's like the cognitive dissonance and the hypocrisy that's rattling around in their brain is absolutely untouchable.
Oh, absolutely. It's ridiculous. I mean, I think a lot of it also is they've gotten so used to being in their echo chamber, and they just cannot fathom that somebody would actually tell them something that is completely the opposite of what they have been told, the garbage that they've been fed. It goes back to that old computer principle, garbage in, garbage out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
So, anywho, I'm going to let you go because it's starting to get late, and
Okay.
I'm really happy to have spoken with you. I hope to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for calling. I'll talk to you next time, all right?
Take care.
All right. Interesting. Yeah. It's an absolute shame to see where people are right now in their heads. And God, we just have to take part in denazification in the U.S., just like they did in Germany. We're going to have to denazify in the exact same way. The red hats are the same, effectively, as the SS uniforms. They are signaling that they hate a certain subset of people, immigrants, exactly what Hitler talked about in World War II era Germany. He hated immigrants too. Just the immigrants were the Jews. We're going to have to denazify. They are so similar to each other right now. I feel like some of the denazification strategies they used back then won't work today. Like, they banned the Nazi flag, for example, and a bunch of other things. But some will work today. And one of the main denazification tactics that they used back then that I think we're going to have to use in the future is going to be making them feel immense shame over what they've done, what they've said, what they supported, and who they are. Make them feel embarrassed over it. And I saw Eric Swalwell, a representative, I think a congressman, recently say something like, I'm not supporting a Democrat in the election unless they swear to tear down Trump's ballroom, basically. I don't know that I'd go that far. Maybe I would name it the Obama ballroom or something. I don't know. I'm not opposed to tearing it down, but we're going to have to, this is part of denazification. They tore down very expensive statues of Hitler. They tore down, they renamed streets from Hitler Street to Bonhoeffer Avenue, that kind of thing. We're going to have an uphill battle to denazify. And part of that process is going to be making note of all of the people who were responsible for what happened. Part of that process is going to be arresting people and sending them through trials so that everybody knows that you can't just get away with that kind of thing. Disgusting. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. Alrighty, cool. Is there something else I want to hit? Let's see. Hold on. 2:45. To 3:14. All right. That'll work. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I'm actually a little bit short on videos, but I think that's okay for now. All right. I guess I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's been fun. Don't forget, sign up at my Patreon. And by the way, somebody mentioned earlier, is there a web link? Yes, and I keep forgetting to put it out there. I'm sorry. It's callinstudio.com/show/Owen Morgan. I will put it up there next time I take calls, but there is a web link. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. I will talk to you guys next time, okay?